to work and to build up. Together we rise for the Ghana we dream of.
It is Wednesday, the 11th of March, 2026. 18 past 1600 hours. We're still in GMT. And we live once again on Akwantufuo Radio, Abrabapa Radio, as well as Akwantufuo Radio GH with another edition of Bamaso. This is the place where discerning Ghanaians with discerning thoughts, we come with one simple objective, and that is to deliberate on all possibilities with which we would awaken, rise, emerge as co-creators and catalysts in the making of a very beautiful Ghana. Here, we are so much in the awareness that we are the very Ghana we are concerned about. We are the very Ghana we speak about. We are the very Ghana we moan about. We are the very Ghana we contemplate on. If that is the case, then it is imperative that we provide that which is needed for that Ghana to be fixed. You see, human beings, just like as they say, allegorically, we all emerge from Adam, right? We will find every possible way. Sometimes even Adam was quite gentle in doing that, but it gets to that point where we even want to. It's like we think we know. We want to. It's like we want to even challenge the truth. And you know what Adam did, isn't it? When he was asked what happened, he chose to run away from responsibility and then push the blame on someone else. So we will do everything in our capacity to run away from taking responsibility. They say it's something that we inherited from Adam. And that has been the bane of the cycling event of many problems that we have in this world. Because the very moment we run away from responsibility, we are saying, yes, it is not we causing the problem. We are not the very cause of the problem. It is someone else. So we wait for that person or that entity or that body to fix that problem. And until that entity, that person fixes that problem, all that we can do is perhaps complain, moan, and then at least make some noises about that problem. As they say, it was inherited from Adam. Around here, the philosophy is different. I know some people will take some time for others to fall in alignment with that philosophy. But hey, the longer it takes, it's never a problem to some of us, because what has been programmed within us for that's such a long time. They say all the way from the time of Adam, always trying to find someone to blame for the choices that we make, the things that we do. Yes, always we want to take ourselves away from the picture. And that is why In one of our songs, it says, we hold the mirror to the world and then we blame the picture or the image when it breaks. So it's like we are holding the mirror to other people, right? We stand behind the mirror. We are not in the mirror. So we hold the mirror to the world and then we are standing behind it. So whatever image that is in the mirror becomes our point of blame. We want to find every way to run away from taking responsibility. And you see, until we rise to this truth that we are equally responsible for the challenges that we go through, we as I said, the cycle will continue. Take it this way. You see, I remember, I don't know if one of our old ones said, when it gets to elections, we are so much starved, or the average Ghanaian is starved so much that when the politician goes to that individual to give them, yes, when it's election time and the politician goes to the individual to offer them something, although it's even something that is owned by the average Ghanaian, when the politician offers the average Ghanaian that which will perhaps control or just give a momentary satisfaction to the hunger of the average Ghanaian. The average Ghanaian may even say thank you and then take it, then go further on and even vote for that politician. Oh, yes. Yes, it happens. But the question that I was asking myself some time ago was, yes, you have been starved. You have been deprived. And in that moment, you are being given something, trying to buy your choice, buy your honesty, buy your integrity. And you still sell it off. Now, would you say the fact that you were hungry, the fact that you were starved, you had nothing to fall on, and you sell your integrity, you sell your honesty, it shields you from taking consequences or taking or facing the impact of that act that you are embarking upon at that very moment? Is that something that saves you from the consequences? So you making that choice, thinking there is no other way out of the situation, and then you accept the bribe, you accept the seed of corruption from the politician. Does it mean it saves you? It exonerates you from the consequences that comes henceforth? I'm very certain your answer is no. And once again, allegorically, the story of Jacob and Esau. One very hungry and decided, oh, in that very moment, I'm so starving. I'm so starved. The Englishman will say, I'm famished. Meaning extreme hunger. Oh, he thought of the immediate satisfaction that he needs out of that hunger. And then, what did they do? What did he do? He sold his birthright to the younger one. And we know the fact that you were hungry and then you chose to sacrifice something so important for immediate satisfaction does not exonerate you from the consequences of that action. That being said, we need to tell ourselves the ultimate truth that at any particular point in time, we have a choice. It is only because we are not ready to face the pain for a long-term productive resource. So we would put our long-term resource on the altar of immediate satisfaction. And when the challenges come in a long term, we sit somewhere once again and then we blame. We run away from taking responsibility. Once again, it is the politician who did it. That is what we do. Yes, that is what we do. We are not ready to sacrifice the immediate satisfaction for a long-term reward. It will come with pain. It will be painful. But whichever way, we cannot run away from the consequences of any choice that we make. Nobody runs away from that. So why not tell ourselves the plain truth that, hey, you have to take the choice that will give you the long-term benefit that you are seeking, no matter how painful it may be in the present. And then, because we are not ready to go through the pain, the present pain, while we wait for a blissful future, we will say the politician. We run away from taking responsibility. You see, it's all about our choices. And then if we go by any choice, we should be ready for the consequences as well. At any particular point in time, you have a choice. The moment you say you don't have a choice, it's a way of you saying, I am running away from taking responsibility. Now, from another page, you see, I asked yesterday how many of us would, out of discipline, decide that this person who is vying for a position, he got it, or he is coming through a way of seeding himself into corruption. You see, when you see them giving away those monies here and there, we have all said it here over and over again that they are not going to be Father Christmas, among other things. When they come, they will find a way to reclaim. So whatever that they are sharing across board, the flat screens that they share, the bicycles that they share, the motors they share, they are all seeds of corruption they are planting. You see, the bigger the things they share, the greater the harvest they are expecting. Now, how many of us would consciously say that although we did not enjoy some of the seeds of corruption, but because we have seen how this person has gone around by way of coming into power, he's already seeded himself into corruption, and we are going to be strict and make the choice of not voting for them. How many of us will do that? How many of us will do that? So you would say, oh, you are not part of the delegates that took the money. Yeah, you are. You will say you are not part of the individuals that selected that individual. You are not part of the individual that took the flat screen, among other things. But you are part of the individuals who watched that person pay, give out the TV, and still decided that upon seeing the seed of corruption the person has planted within himself coming into power, you still vote for them. And you didn't take the TV, but you watched and then you went ahead to vote for that individual. So you are part of the problem. You are part of the problem. You may be living overseas. You may be living overseas. You don't vote. You don't vote. But every now and then you are here. defending that politician who is seated in you see, because the seeds of corruption is ever growing in them, they can't perform, and you are here defending them, backing them. You are also part of the problem. Take responsibility. So you see, every choice that we take at any particular point in time, we will face the consequences. We would. So once again, how many of us would consciously decide that upon seeing the seeds of corruption being planted in our leaders every step of the way, although we did not get enjoy of those seats, the flat screen and what have you, I am not voting for them. How many of us will do that? We will sit behind somewhere and say, oh, it is just the duality, the NDC, the NPP. And then we still go ahead and do that. And then we come back and blame. We come back and run away from taking responsibility for that decision that we made. We should tell ourselves the truth. When we tell ourselves the truth, it is a step closer to finding solutions that we need. Today is questions and answers. And a man just prompted me behind the scene. He wants to go to China and buy a bulldozer. The bulldozer that he is buying, he is not buying it for Galamsey. No. He is not going to fix our roads. No. He is not going to dredge our gutters. No. The bulldozer that he wants to buy is for one particular reason. He wants to uproot the problems of our dear nation. He wants to take the roots of our problems off, or he wants to do away with the problems of our nation right from the root. So I told him he needs a bigger specs, or a very advanced specs in that bulldozer that he needs. Allegorically, what he's trying to figure out is, if we want to take our problems by the roots, what is the roots of our problems? Per your analysis, per your contemplation, what is the roots of our problem? Do you think the democracy is our roots? The democracy that we are practicing, that is the root of our problems? Someone may say, elsewhere, it is being practiced and it is working. So, is that still our roots? Think of it. Per your contemplation, what is the roots of our problems? What is the roots of our problems? Questions and answers. I humbly welcome you once again to Bamaso. The yakani nyina eti memo akwaba de aba ene dey Bamaso dwumadie eso. Na ye wukuda ente questions and answers. Yaba ye bebo nkomo. Ebusebuse ye ho nsɛmfo aba akomienu miensa. Na nto abo a mebo ene de mebo modia na makane ya kasemu kakra se de be ya ye beti ase akọ ye kasemu. You see, the tenteni ni tietia mu nyina ene se ebre bia ye wo mu bia no eni kwan se ye de eye philosophy bia amanfo de ye adwuma eto de edin a also I don't have any choice, we have no choice. Say ye de sa philosophy ni eye adwuma o de be ye adwuma all right. Na emum de also hu ni say direction bia obefa ana say ade bia obeye in the name say we need choice no. It doesn't stop you from taking a direction now obefa bia no anu yi. It doesn't stop it. It does not stop it from you taking a asotwe and I say dear was a direction of fire no dear ediba. It doesn't save you from that. Enti so wohwe aye tworo no mu a aye Bible no, right? Anansesem a efa Jacob and Esau eho. Come day Jacob. So come day no pa na afei oton Esau whatever. Say Muhammad ne call mountain and I say mountain ne call nina whatever the case. Enti e come day ba come day no pa. Take the substance. What it? Na afei o say that time no come de na ohun de onye ne ho. Onni bibia o pese o exchange for aduane a ne nua no wo. Enti ne nua no say kakra ya me wei ye aduane. So do opani ma me dia ene me dia aduane no ma. Ne nua na anwene ho, pani na anwene ho. Ono o ye pani no wa anwene ho say, say me turn me penny what I'm doing and they say I am sacrificing immediate I'm taking immediate satisfaction over long-term reward. And I'm sacrificing a long-term reward for immediate satisfaction. A choice and will make here. It is our choice no face consequences now. O face here, o facing a big time. Na said the mechano, say we make choice now. No matter what justification that you give to the choice that you make, it does not save you from the consequences of the choice that you've made. And you take the short-term rewards as against you going through pain, you going through the challenge, you going through the sacrifice of waiting for a long-term reward. It happens to you in many of the things that we do. We love shortcuts. And then the challenges come in the future. Hey, we made the choices, we face the consequences. Assembly no. Na ya kasa no kure we a nkyere ye ho a. We will run away from taking responsibility. I said me catch the war no. Ye beto aba. Wo de wo unka delegates na. Wo je television and motorcycle ni bi. Unka ho. Wo de ebia politician ni chiche sika no unsa anka bi, wo anya bi. Nanso hu ye, wo tie ye. Wo hwe TV so hu bibia. Hey. Oba na why saade no already no. Seeds of corruption ewo ni mu ana ode ba. Na seeds of corruption ewo obi mu na ode ba mu nso de e so hu ni se wo ba. Corruption ebe fifi gigantically. Enti the bigger the giveaways no, the larger the harvester wo hwehwe in return. Now anka say when you say seeds of corruption ewo abranche we say mu a ode ba. Ye mu do say na bit imagine printing aka say there be upon seeing these seeds of corruption we there be me ma abranche we nko me nkoto ma no. How many of us can make that choice, that decision? But we may stand behind the fact say, oh, menye bi de name ebia ofri me tribe. Ebia oye Kristoni. Oye Kristoni ai. Ebia menen ne go school. Ebia oh, I am a yonko. Ofri mabusuem, we will stand behind those reasons and still go ahead. And then when the consequences are flooding in, na I say try huni ebesu. Hey, there are some kurani. There higher. What is wrong? What is wrong? Well, we are posing the questions. And then we want to go deeper and deeper and finding answers. And mesro. And then we that's the first question. Well, the other question now me kind oniana or per se or taking your problems away right from the root no. Now where is the root of your problems? They are can ye. Eti when wakwaba e dey abane dey dwumedi so Sonchianum said the doctors as I didn't to Asumuno. Sonchianum said the Nana Sarabia Connect Doctor Ebenezer Amofab Watson and Papa Unti and Anketia. And so I saw Enchianimono. Na bra. Ye mubu. Ghana You see bubu ya nkasi abra bumu right? I heard the bit me ayo. America for more ho. Aye. You see, once again, when we cannot stand on a path of righteousness, but out of convenience sake and many other things, we stand aloof. We don't say anything. We just look away among the rest. The consequences will come out of that choice that we have made. In the America for Yachiamo, United Kingdom for Yanchia Spain, Belgium, but be a would be a Nanchian and Fambum, Sans Ebrenusa. Namimo Aquaba, to Asemusa any anui version of Bamaso and a day. Yabakwa Homanoso right away. Na Mr. Hochi, me, of a Govichum Berma, Aba Homanoso. They know of a coffee and monk or mocha cry. Into offer, Saltiman car, Bamasu of a Bamasu.
Yeah.
Of him say, or line no break a cry. So, what you mean, car, Bamasu?
What do you mean?
Of our say. Okay, all right. Them say, "Wow, home I no breaky a cry." That's what I'm experiencing here. All right, let's let young queen. Yeah. Say, be able to the offer. Say of our home I know a challenging kakra. Is it possible? So best wish to the other ones I will use no. Why? Is it offer Swiss me and why Swiss Yahomano? If it's going to work out, the end out the buyer no, and you win out the buyer, the end out the buyer no. Fenumumbra, Fasa Homano Mumbra near how it goes. Why Swiss?
Now I can hear you loud and clear.
You can hear me now. Okay, all right then. Okay, you offer any more quaba. Offer switch my why, Mr. Why switch my switch my offer switch my na fa other line no bra why na wa homa with the network we seem say something is happening to that network if possible switch switch my and then let's take this song when we come back let's try and see if we'll be able to when we come we'll continue.
It doesn't start loud, it starts small. It never looks like theft at first, just something passed from hand to hand. A favor here, a quiet nod, a rule we bend to help us stand. We tell ourselves it's harmless now, just trying to survive the day. But every line we softly cross moves truth a little further away. We don't shout, yes, we don't say no, we just let it happen slow. It's the silence we keep, the things we don't say, the moments we look away. It's the comfort we choose when truth feels too hard and courage is costing too much to pay. It's not only the hands that steal, but the eyes that close and never feel the silence we keep. Corruption alive. criticize from a safe distance, pointing fingers at the high and proud, but ignore the ways we benefit when injustice works for us somehow. We call it help, we call it smart, we call it just the way things are. But every time we justify, we lower truth another bar. It's easier to stay unseen than risk becoming in between. It's the silence we keep, the deals we excuse, the fear of what we stand to lose. It's the price we avoid, the line we erase to keep our small piece in place. It's not only the ones in power, but the quiet consent every hour, the silence we keep keeps corruption alive. Maybe courage isn't shouting loud, maybe it's refusing to comply. Maybe change begins the moment we stop feeding the lie. A question asked, the truth made clear, a line redrawn. Where we stand, the system only breathes because we give it breath by hand. Let the silence break, let conscience speak, let honesty make us uneasy. If corruption lies where truth is weak, then integrity starts with me. It's not too late to choose again, to see, to speak, to try when the silence ends. Corruption fades, and something better finds the light. Change begins when we speak.
You or say when we speak, when we speak, when we speak. You over. May say you better won't year, na yanko anim. Offer me to where? Why?
Beautiful.
Beautiful. You offer any yamon komo kakra, right? Yemfa icebreaker kitwe bi entwam na ewia na fi asemusa no wahase abo ho komo kakra. Onua bi say, before you call yourself a Christian, a Hindu, a Muslim or a Buddhist or any other theology, no, learn to be a good human first. Over. Asem we uti asese ko kasem.
Me papa. And a reality, a very honest, powerful statement. But because of say inipa bebrebe, man can't be bebrebe. Say most human beings, especially again, most people are genetically congenital liars. It's woman test here. Oh, me cross say no. Let me Benjamin my imagine say me because say there be a member platforms in my BTB. I won't go into any argument discussion with anybody because people are set in their own ways because they are refusing to be human beings first. Oh, see. Bibia better here because man who say me life ye ma bomb me bra abedro. I was born in the time when I brought from the Ghana so go style na bibia ye ni MPP this one ye bibia for the general good human being be a discipline or ye family baller ye prestige team school or police a year duma and na kwame kuma spy na ye duma kuma free hono one way buy ni me na me dia na me ti abruchi ye ni na pepe. Into question no. Either you are a Muslim, you have to be first a human being first. I believe in a policy for the general good. So first. Now, and I'm saying reaction now no me can't platforms say the first nipa almost started seeing a pan Greek for they identified 3 groups of persons in every society: citizens, idiots, and tribesmen. Yeah, Ghana, baby. I mean, we Ghana one. Idiots and the tribesmen. Akwantufuo. I'm a citizens here. Kakrebi. And a bit MPP. Wow, platform so a bit NDC every day. Coca. Yeah, me cry me teha. My time with all my life. My back can't say. You fought me here. Be the kitchen. Be MC and Fabola. What can we do yet? You want to want me a doom, can you? What say? I say, well, you road there, you want my gyro. You have a tour bar, almost want the machine, but just to fool us. And people don't understand this because woman can't agree for either so be a tribesman, woman joining a political party, MPP or this, and now be idiots. They don't understand. Say your papa party, you are doing the road at the moment. Mahama say the big push, the whole country is a construction site. Me, and it's not true. That general say I don't correct. Me wo kuma say so am hold in footro. I do me always die. Me many more ye die. What be so one tia what tia brutin was the American be boa. So I cannot argue with them. Say come to me who said I am no correct and ye can. Oh, first, why does we are MPP new, we are NDC new, we are Muslim, we are Christian. I say we are good person first. Now we are honesty, integrity first. Enti, MCC say no, that is not the case. And you paru to me jina fako. Na party I want join say MPP. We bet one more year body cry MPP na no pe, NDC no pe. Actually, one more year for 34 years. No, it's not bringing progress to Ghana. Will be any who wouldn't papa wouldn't miss me almost in him. Actually, the original. So I cannot argue with them. Let them me. I want to now from Chile protect me peace at a 78. You know, for me to waste my time and argue with will be a NDC APP. No, I think I'm killing myself. Let them go ahead and play their sycophancy. Menyini and I don't have the time to be arguing with people, especially when they are set in their own ways. They are not good people. But I mean, me say Ghana. I say you set up Ghana for everybody, whether you are MPP, NDC, CPP, Akwantufuo. You said you are broadly. You say what in UK, Miss Metro. UK, and you say Labour Party. Yeah, ma obia train wo bus wo school wo baby. We are not doing that here in Ghana. That is not what we are doing. Here, the other day, airtime. Say because it media chira. So cophobia something they say I would say abuchi. Make sure to come by in 2 weeks. Me do what? And yet Labour Party, and yet UK government buses, Yamame bus, Freedom Party, British Messiah, train underground, we were pothole, baby. Yes, I didn't see the idea. We'll be see construction site. We'll be anywhere you call roads, yeah, in UK, London, Manchester, baby, I pothole, baby. Oh, yeah, Mimi who is a question, there are too many, you know. I didn't know Emma quite mean to me have that discussion properly because it be Gina, it be Gina. I didn't have to be good and honesty. What is bad is bad. What is good is good. Say MPP, MDC, CPP, and you're bad. So let's Anna. Unfortunately, let's Anna.
And not just say, say you find say if we are tailoring it to the political settings, so. Before you call yourself a sympathizer or a member of the NDC, a member of the MPP,
any one of them.
A member of the CPP, a BB parties in the and the rest or any other affiliation you have to learn to be a good Ghanaian first.
Yes, sir. An honest person first.
Ghanaian, and I'm saying, tell to you, a good and honest Ghanaian. Yes, sir. First.
Yes, sir.
So,
Ansana Diaka Naba. That's the problem. That's where we are found wanted here. We'll be not so NDC like Emra. Maybe I can't say. I was in Kumasi. Swami Kumasi and Futro Pa Ego. Where a Kufan in the start of the year, a Kufan course 1 year and 3 months. Bahama by one touchy. Human beings are living in filth with food throw one minimum. And also the same Muhammad any sympathizers and what platform says, oh, the big construction here. Because there's no construction going on. It's a lie. It is a lie. It is a lie. Yeah, be your baby. So the statement is that oh, construction everywhere. No. And yeah, we'll be seeing coffee YouTube. Me your eye, my natural eye, why should I go and look at YouTube? Metia, maybe I'm a come here if you are a kitchen. And you family baller. And so I'm going to say, are you organized? Maybe I'm your family baller every Tuesday, whether Labour Party or Conservative Party. I had your metia for 10, 15 years, family baller. Me a baller, we have a chip, no attract you over the fence. As our government, MPP, near this is how you see how I see idiots, any try adults, so they don't see the truth. So they agree with all kinds citizens, idiots, and tribesmen. And yet, they are about 90% of the population in Ghana either will be idiots or tribesmen. They are blinded. So MPP or everything MPP is good. They don't see anything wrong. And yet, they are not taking my and I mean everybody born out here. It's in the whole country, But in UK, yeah, but you want a new identity. But the answer will be here, big man. You're calling it. You're funny, well organized. The rubbish is collected, organized in an organized manner. Whether Conservative Party or Labour Party, big man here at Bobo here, you're funny born, maybe a Monday or Tuesday or Thursday. Ghana is not like that. That's why I say both MPP and DC are rubbish. What would be in our run country for 34 years and they don't collect our rubbish? And that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying more because the border is organized, whether it's the Labour Party in power or Conservative power, it is organized on a certain day in the week, to be picked up. And I mean, who the other day for Monday, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, the car will take track. Yeah, Ghana is not like that. And when I come and say it, will be because what do I do? Can you? What is the time and some passa? Sandy Bakos want to Ghana. What you have to say? Me, you do me, can you? I don't know. Seriously, that idiots, at Kodoso and that tries when I doso. To mean, and you're good people. You do Kenya, it is wrong. Why should we not get water? Why? Water is life.
Okay.
Some people are not seeing.
All right. Offer. Say you've thrown more light once again to what you have always been telling us. Now, Ansana, we will go on to any other issue, right? What say no? What decided say Nadia Ubeka Ghana Sim only debate ni bi
Oh yeah, precisely. Because I cannot win. People are set in their own ways, and I mean, I want to protect me.
Perhaps you want to win immediately. So win is who say unsema kana encrophobia jiatuma among other things. But yare aye watch no. Yes, sir. Yeah. A check kakra. Intino say o konisa say o pese win debut offer. This is the thing. You see, we have given ourselves some timelines to say, okay, between to say for we have say after 69 years there was enka ye ho atoye meboa when we give ourselves that timeline and say now feel disappointment is why they be assetting in, but you who say a constant work in progress and the biano we will figure out a better way of putting the solution forward. Now see I will say person or retire so from being concerned about Ghana, would that exonerate you from the consequences of a deeper rotten Ghana now?
Okay, very simple. Message my decision to just keep quiet and say, I've been an advocate for so many years since I've been relocated for over 15 years. I've been two freelance veteran. That means Jacob say I'm managing the whole country. We are still not making progress. Now at this age, and a reality, a will cross a reality. So I'm considering so many factors. Say, age I'm a woman, and yet healthy for me to be continuing doing this advocacy, and I'm going through unnecessary argument. My peace of mind is so important to me. Any member boani done. Adia a yen no create do say yen fat baller. It's a collection of rubbish is not organized. Said yeah, it is a abutri no. We be called because say Ghana NTV just abutri. But there was a time that Ghana is abutri. They fire baller on a daily basis or the weekly basis. Sabutri pepe. Near tell maybe on Nipoli PA. Near tell letters. And the PA postman bag than a see. OI-80 Shantino Town. Metro letter call America, California. Near the deliver letter at the back. Sadia my papa in me time going up and then you jai and then me a baller me a biadi walking in her. I can't keep it in my bedroom. I said number 2 over the phone, number 2 because the government of the day, whether it's MPP and DC, they are not coming, they are not organized to collect them. So what am I supposed to do to keep the rubbish?
You see,
it's not changing.
Offer now would say offer towards you, right?
Okay.
Perhaps, yeah, let's look at it this way. Also, now on here, say the truth need no defense. No, here defense be no what they say, you know. Until no, hey, over fighting the said yea with whatever propaganda, with whatever ideology and what have you. No, crano within a painting. Move. Now, this is my view. What if, say, instead of perhaps, you trying to fight things, you trying to immediately get people to change their minds, you give them the pointers, what I call the prompts. For example, I was talking about the fact that we try to take some choices and then we forget to say whatever choice we will face the consequences. We may say to say about we yenye TV ni bi emra na ye che the TV ama delegates no fa unya bi ana unya bi say because unya delegate ntina yenka say wan kojibi untimi nko ho nkojibi unya delegate so wanyi motorcycle yi bi but when it tua
and 200 cbc
where nyabi right but nipa na otuatua na yede ne baaye no yede na ba the bigger platforms see metro abama no when it tua say sa nipa we say all ba no seeds of corruption e woni mu sa de na waye no wa failing as a leader because someone who is unable to stand the test of dishing money to people for them to vote for them, is already a failed leader.
Yeah.
What was but you went ahead and then you still voted for that person. Right? Now, nipa no ba, a seeds of corruption na uhu say amanfo edua ewonimu anase ono ankasa edua wonimu no enyini into a bigger corruption. You sit somewhere and then you complain. Now, so umma obi sa prompt we ya instantly no ebe na shasha adwun say na me dwen say me nka ho by causing the problems. But me ka ho because I looked away and I still went ahead and followed it. Into offer, perhaps instead of you one way or the other defending the truth, why not just slowly? Because prompt to amidema way, my relax and I make us our prompt we actually because me pese me nyani bibi ewu. Why not adopt that strategy and see if adwenkese na ada ewu yemu binim no with the prompt no ebetime nyane sa adwenkese na.
Yeah, Papa, met you power to me show me person also.
Oh, yetio.
My catch will say, a reaction a buyer a check. Ghana man, we are last year 69 years. pa yenyini and a Greek for woman di a woman back and society beyond group woman identify three group of persons. There were citizens, woman be a patriot at the same and you were idiots and you were tribesmen idiots woman dorsal be society be yeah, Ghana say idiots ni tribesmen and dorsal we mean in the school we me cromini we papa down for no we are santinity or trauma no. Disregarding the quality, what lucky we need principle. I don't see the principle, the honesty there. You, I mean, yes, citizens, Ghana, they are acquired, no. So, it is all cast a minya butre, Shami consider mimi age, and fear me medrono. Mean to say, Sabio Mivacho, mean to say, that the enemy team, M1. And my team identify say, yeah, Ghana. Idiots, any tribesmen, warm dorsal, warm the dorsal pa. And from the Greek time in philosophy, political science, and society be an idiots in a tribesmen and dorsal. Ghana, the dorsal part say, yeah, citizens, who am I to
also offer what I'm trying to see in quite simpler. And they say, you said the say. Onye young to say me fan cool. What is here? Me fan cool.
Because of age gap now, woman.
That be and I make sure say send yanka and cause I'm ready and come more energy. Send come meet me afani gidi kakra. Right? But me person fan cool. The reason being that and they say offer me who say when we are able to give the pointers na Kenya adwene na no beboa because I say offer said you will be who ade na dependent on baby a ono gina no so enti said you hu niema no you try and woo people with the prompts with the questions say now what when you say uheni say consequences no say na beye oh when you do that now you're relaxed what will was and awoya wade and now na you'll be battling with yourself or with anybody concerning you telling the truth. Continue to tell the truth, continue to give the pointers, and then wait for whatever happens because of said you're okay why any giddy still I am meboa. It's no give them the pointers. Give them the pointers.
Now, Papa. Say nipa.
Offer.
Now, all Detroit. Say, I know my example. I buy a Mahama by Endis. I buy was and obviously the whole country is a construction site. Obviously the whole country. There's another way of making the same statement. Me say me wo Kumasi na on Saturday because a year was swami. A year almost year no. Interted on year Akwantufuo no start here no. And one more jai halfway and one more free abe Mahama swaba with the afi. Na in footro pa that's the timo yen to aso. Me also be fear anymore ha. Mahama buy no ye with the machines and the excavator being sia and a roller. No and I be them say for the finally yeah be roady. Because one by year, we quite just 1 year, one more time, all the machines a year for. And I wouldn't even say, Equal, yes, I be to a bar, a bequire 2027, yet the machines, remember, just to fool us, say, oh, yeah, what they are winning votes. And a Franco barrier, say, Mahama, na Kufadu, and Mahama Krabai was, ye scam a contractor, the scatter sign of Mahama Swako Pisca, a moment to Masaba. And they are fooling all of us. MCS House say governance is a continuous idea. Because you are building nation in now. You don't go for the abroad. Example, about say American rules. Yeah. Major rules. Bank say expressway, Kumasi Accra. Do you honestly believe say 3 years I come 3 years which one expressways between Accra? It's not possible. Accra is a coup for the castle see cathedral. When you read the history of cathedral, Abuja, Washington, like it will be 75 years to completion. deliverable. It be a 35 years. What's what time? 4 years, 2 times in 8 years to pay. They say $100 million a Akufo-Addo and go rich one. I think it.
If I'm say what video as I and skirmishes being offer, and I'm a catcher one in this particular case. No, oh, there was a woman will be a offer a woman. All right, Debbie, offer. Offer now, after no per crobby be no answer. Offer. Debbie, offer try me answer. I'll credit you what to make ye. Just want to be very certain if it's say and yammy in free me has see and a problem no if free back. I mean, mammy has a botcher my team in Kakama. Botcher ma botcher man. What to make answer? What do you mean?
We restarted way, no. What do you mean?
Me tonka.
Me tonka pa.
What I need to chat.
But one second. What I wanted to be certain is se me kasa what do you mean? And nyamia na say you for network no. And all right. You see offer. Oh, say, me catch you now, and they say, you can choose a calmer approach, and even get much greater rewards than going for a approach. Say it is affecting you, and you want to take care of your peace. Now you can choose a much calmer way. And you get a much even greater resource, right? Yes, idea or cramming who are obepuno, a general who are no buonichi, but a general obet my what obeyed my crammer word pa. So there are certain things that you can take it cool and then you get greater rewards. I've cited several instances team. Oh, but a word or two. Yes, I will Akwantufuo. Oh, can I say? Oh, it be na me can ye. Oh, no one wash you, one who say leader now, or the person obey leader no. Already no, and yama warrior no a seas of failure. But when it feel, Anna wan kasanso when ye be a new, but you went ahead knowing say seeds of failure there, it grows into greater failure. But you still went ahead and you voted for that person. And the consequences never. Would you say, unka humbiana? Busa sa question no keke wofa. Busa wana. And of our busa no jai. Nyafe na oba me say truth does not need to be defended. The truth stands. And what busa say, wo who say obi a ono no obepa aban mu aba no wo ba no niema a wo ye nyina eye seeds of failure and wo planting within him or herself na se wo no kra na seed no wo nya kakra amfa nkoto nkwan mu but one who the echo now say go ahead ekoto ma abasa emasa wo ni kro na consequences na ba would you say onka hu bi ana busa ne sa keke wo
me can who be, yeah.
And you know, they're not afraid or say whatever decision be will be taken out of that. And what they why you want from with that's all.
Yeah. And then I can't say the Greek thinkers back, they identified 3 groups of persons in every society: citizens, you'll be a patriots, and idiots and tribesmen. Young Afghan, you were idiots no more, any tribesmen no more. And that's why we are not making progress. We are patriots, look at Krabi. Means I be a patriot. I'm a socialist. Me pa bambia, even if it's the devil. No, you Ghana year my yen or you MPP, NDC, CPP, it's good for Ghana. Me drunk as about Papa baby get NPP ni and DC. Those extremes, you know. No, media be Ghana. I want to see Ghana developed. NDC and a 34 years, you know. NDC and MPP have not given any progress to the country. We are going round musical chairs. I don't vote for them. And then you probably should judge them say, "One more yard there, one more yard there." Me, I want to protect my
okay,
peace.
all right, then.
That's it. Me say me ba land in next week. Me ba me top generator. Woman question say me do I won't complain again. Me ba me top generator. And NDC cannot give me energy. MPP cannot give me energy.
You offer.
I mean, top generator.
That's it.
I don't care. What you want to do can you? Now we be to different. This I am your timetable and the person so at one Ghana.
You offer.
Maybe road a high yard. This woman you must see me. That's in Kwana if you will be on Tigana. Walk a cat would get to go party. I'm blind. I know why I just know you're idiot, not in a personal idiot or sycophant or tribesman.
I would say offer. Now offer. Let me give you one more truth. Yeah. You can pretend, but only for a while. Say, who pretend say what that? Oh, there will come a time when you continue to pretend that uwu na bu. Imagine say, oda demo na wa pretend say what that? Say, uti say uja fire. Na wa ankasa u feel say uja na eshi eda na awu dem na. If you continue to pretend to sleep or you pretend to be dead, you continue to pretend to die, you will die indeed. And there will come a time that we have to face the truth of what? The moment. And offer, just continue to give the pointers. Offer, that is all that you can do. Why? They can remain idiot. Offer. I would say, oh yeah, Mate, I'll come back to you. They can remain idiot or tribesmen only for a while. The moment of truth will hit them. They will make the choice of remaining idiots or tribesmen, but they can't run away from the consequences that will hit them very, very soon. You offer, you better say, pa. Say, I branch any question and say, what is the root of our problems? No cry, I am so awful. But maybe I did a PACC, no. Asembia will be kind. Na the okay, no, and my bonnet toffer. Or say, whatever you choose to be, or whatever you choose to say you are, no, decide to be a good Ghanaian first of all. And if you choose to say I'm an NDC supporter, MPP supporter, NDC sympathizer, MPP sympathizer, Ashanti, Ewe, teacher, doctor, or say, decide to be a good Ghanaian first. It was in another form, but in the context of Jumediano, we have put it in this way. You offer a big thank you. Boy chairman, Bamasu.
I don't guess it.
Now what chairman walk over there?
Maybe I don't know. Maybe I don't know. I say, I'm going for teacher me of a
and some kit.
Open in the basic kind of mobile still are crazy. No chase track. There's no in your betray a person. What try say call 100 to buy a wine. Ain't your betray. Send your wow, can say a got a generator. Brother, bedrock pension for generator because more I buy me now. We buy now we can when you drink pepper beer near Mutri. Beer near more. Obechimia dear Kwame Nkrumah a year so tune who see ma Ghana mine. No matter what you say about Kwame Nkrumah, he had the utmost Ghana in him. And for that matter, Africa. In Tia na no na mubeyo Martin who na or monana no stilla no moon who had the pepe beer Kwame Nkrumah by ma Ghana no. Sometimes I marvel, say, you see, in sure turn away who no peer bonds in the form of so, who sings your tana. All the things that Kwame Nkrumah came to do. Office no na mutu no fear baso no. E dan kra no ni bi. ne ntade nyinaa mukosa share muhwe mu nyinaa ne atwerɛ mu property of Ghana. And if we have such a noble person leading us to the promised land, which we never reached because of some stupid idiots. Omukwaji is for America for Hormo. Dabain no bruni, wafa bibini ho adwempa. Dabain and a bibini bruni, wafa bibini ho adwempa. We should all know say it's to foster their interest. But still, no, sabi in previous, I mean, I know for ni be brain, kunya bruni ni tofika krebita free. If you say, hey, our heaven, no, our heaven is in Ghana and Africa. And if you look at the trend, see before those who see nipa bi we ask you. If you look at the trend, before those who see nipa we ask, and in the next 10, 20 years, you know, we are going to be more than everyone on this planet. Oh, nti mumma yenkeka yen humbom ne yadwene yentrentram ne yehu se enwuma bi wo hono mu a impediment no mu de bebegu yakwan mu. Something like religion. Ebi betumi begina ha no be kutu obi a anyway, me fancy ham.
All right. Now, watch him out. Oh, I announced what is it
of
a highway.
Aba menu ya we ba na we kono. We need to put them to checks. We need to be conscious of whatever they are doing. The fact is, wodom sa kuno should not stop you from using your brains. And then my king will be minim say no credit. You say you left a ban on sale of government properties. Why? Why should that be? Maybe I'm in say. And again, Akwantufuo you say Operation Recover all route or all loot or say there no. Why ne did not to infiase ya didn't asem kra? What is going on? Obedience hunu ne de no kotu fiase 15 years. Ne etumi ate so about just 12 months. Why? What is going on in Mahama's government? The same repetition of mistakes are the same thing amoye. Why? I don't understand. Are we born this bad? Say, you need we are not here for showmanship. We are putting you people in government to turn our fortunes around because you who say yadweno any abrofo de ani ye pepepe anase bi kra no wo hwa ye de no papa sin mo hwa de ekoso wo Israel ne Iran. Look at what is going on there. Wohu ekroma wo bie radio a won't say bebre condemn what is going on because omudie akono ye de wo they life fighting and to me be yes or no. But before we are humble, we are meek. Blessed are the meek, for they shall do what?
Now, okay, that's us way.
They shall inherit the kingdom. So near the no Bible mu baby, itiada. So I say you see any brain near ye say Sisi a wukọ Ghana abrofo na tons asema Ghana for. Yesterday I sat with one colleague. Auto as I say few be a Norwegian or said or better takrade. Why should that be? We should rise up from all the stupidity.
Watch him out. Watch him out.
Watch him
out. You see, this is my 2 cents, right? Na any kwan say unsentina abranche ne bebusa say also pursue who the roots of our problem no.
Mami, me can't root of our problem. Me can't
catch them.
Anyansa for no work a crabby. And no more margin and quatrino or more bebre.
Okay, all right then. Yeah,
that is the only problem. And only the only problem.
Okay, all right. You see, I say, I for no work a crabby so. Ana wana you know omu baby omu kakre minyasa. Okay. All right. Now this is what I would say. Me brene ya yebre. Na ne say I was say yetimi face truth no. So na yehu baby a part a obi a play. Say the be we will be responsible to the challenge and then deal with it responsibly as well. Some can't no way TV nibi, but who send the panel over with seeds of corruption, or you still went ahead and voted for them. And me can't say analogy what here me offer. But chairman, say no what here. Excellent. And the majority of Ghanaians, I walk Ghana no. Omo enye TV ni bio. Woma ekoto abama MPP ni NDC no. Woma enye TV ni dodo na woman majority enye TV ni motorcycle ni bi. But they saw the expenditure those people who are saying they are coming to serve them no are making, which are seeds of corruption, and they went ahead and they voted for them. For that reason, they cannot take themselves away from the problems, the challenges now you go through. They can't. Because they watched, they saw it, and they still went ahead to do it. Now, when you said, say, Nkrumah, ebaye no, the obeye and will be intimate no. Namtia say, ebanes ye kanesa, I was here ye to a kakra. Because we will find a way just to take na ye kotwa bano out of the equation, out of taking responsibility. Now, in this particular case, maybe so. How much do you think Nkrumah spent to become a president?
How much what?
How much did he spend to become a president?
I don't have that information.
Okay. Do you have any idea how much he?
I do not. I don't think Nkrumah wasn't rich.
Do you have any idea?
He was.
Maybe we want to get somewhere. Do you have any idea how much resources that he perhaps borrowed in order to come into presidency? Do you have any idea how much seeds of corruption that was embedded within him before he came? Mm-hmm.
I have no idea.
So you see where the dichotomy is. These people are.
Let me. If the fact that I don't have any idea, they say I send you a hormone. I wouldn't name.
You land.
They say I send you a hormone. Say, you name for to who it class some be any idea for to whom. I would have. I hope it's a what kind a lot about Kwame Nkrumah, and the questions now will be some lies on some basis a person will draw out of me. Right?
Right.
Okay. Kwame Nkrumah, Mra Mutu no crown. Na only one bank account. Amount you don't know. And you're asking me, say, then or the winning power.
Okay.
Kwame Nkrumah was in prison. How could he have gone around giving money to people to vote for him?
Okay, all right then. That is why I want you to stop. I love it that way. Right? And Timamufuo did not play a part in corrupting Nkrumah before coming into presidency. For him to find a way to clear that seat now of corruption now, or planted within him. He had no seeds of corruption. That is what I want us to understand. Not just for us to know, say, okay, or spend this or that. But we want to draw a principle out of whatever is happening. And he say, you can say, yes, and Kroma, whatever he did, obi anti me and matching. Of course. I can't none him. I can't none him. So he was focused.
Yeah.
He was focused.
Mami Minka Bibincho and Kroma did not have any corruption in him. All he stood for was to make Ghana and Ghanaians better. And Kroma imprisoned some of his ministers, and I want you aware.
Of course.
So such a person, he was incorruptible. Ayane Abeka say Anado is incorruptible. But at the end of the day, someone found him to be the mother of all serpents. The mother serpent or whatever they call him. So, what we are driving at is we should seek for a leader who has Ghana at heart. Not anybody going around dishing out money.
Thank you very much. Okay, I wanted you to bring. I wanted you to bring those out.
Giving money to even win a or run a party leadership. So where are we heading? Where are we heading as a nation? Say, where nipa na oba besumo na wabre wuska. Say GD na min konko sumo. No. I mean, catch no. Omo amadwen so ewo from na mudo so say. Omo amadwen was so. That is our only problem.
You, yate, more chairman. You better ase na. Said me brana yin intinama. Let me woo Bombardier in na semi dwane kra na watimi ahwe akire kama e de amame nti Bombardier otimi nka na o senka me call Alex so but I'll just move on to Bombardier right away. Bombardier thank you very much. Se boko de nyame adom nanka ye Alex any Alex nearby, and then you come next, and then Isaac and Jacko Sibuachi comes after, right? But said I remember any CI I'll urge you in until Sesam Beba to support you. I'll urge you in, and then when you finish talking now, I Akano, I debe Akabi. Isaac man and Sasso I don't know. You see, the question that I asked, I'm not trying to just let you come and tell me say Nkrumah spent this or that. The principle that we want to establish here, and they say he did not consciously plant seeds of corruption within him before getting into power. That is what we want to establish. And that seeds of corruption now may come what some say planted in people who are coming to lead us now. Akwantufuo also play a part in that. And me can't me say majority of Ghanaians now. Womanya TV ni bi no. Womanya sa giveaways ni bi no. They don't play any part. They watched, they heard how much these people are spending, and they still went ahead and voted for them. That alone, no, actually say they are partakers of the crime. Bombardier, boy nkomo na fi hwe why?
Yo, Papa, is it the end of Papa?
Okay, me ofachum mon tofa fama. Ofachum bon tofa fama mami why? Hadi ofachum bon tofa dia bon tofa man.
Papa e busa say leadership ya Ghana. Ye to aba nipa etu omo say ye to aba mo. No omo to edi ehun si wo no. Wo mo tite sika, which is true. Na nipa so ye di dawoda ISOP no ne agiska 200 cedis emu koko ne ani asa. So we know that nipa na wo koye MP no koye minister no wo ye kromfo as ne asa to abama no enti na ama Ghana ye corruption etimi ntu ase enti o adwenkyere na me so bi kire mu say Greek thinkers identified 3 groups of persons: patriots, citizens, very good people, and idiots, and tribesmen. We in a school where Santini Miniano and one does who Ghana political space, and that is why we are not making progress. Into what we
but that's it. And then the give and take, demand and supply. Ko baby ti ye be che nwanum so bi mu. Say at the end of the day make kan ti say e wo say leaders ni wo and na wo kra me ti say na wo ka say 34 years ni ada de nti de bi en no kra me ka say me MP of okro MP ontimi sori say o ye MP enipa na to aba say de bi ka say enipa na ma no nsi abo me nji say in the animal kingdom enipa kra no wusua biology say ye ka animal kingdom but so obi an say do see na ade aboa nam ha na onipa nso nam ha ti me hu so prequel na say ne ntwe say okoye biometric yibia na wakonya ID card voter ID card say edu esu akoto aba enipa na yes ade no enti election so no process enye event say dana ikoya na aba enti na wo ma yesi ye review we nko ne district we nko we na obi aye no normal enti se 4 years ni nyina onipa ne betena so no waje 40,000 cedis a month ansa na other specs e ka ho ontwa light bo ontwa water bill wo onipa na akoto aba ono betwa sa no nyina ama no na se ye koto aba nipa na bedu so 4 years na se koto aba yi kache nipa kro no de nipa kro oba so oba yema na okaje me se de wuhia ye t-shirt de a na se sa nipa no onye in the right frame of mind or able so obitima make informed decisions say okoto aba papa anything am kaje say constitution is enye se we di 18 years go na oto abo in conjunction no also to me nipa of sound mind it will be or say 4 years in bibia hia no complaints and conforce complaining and na say bibia bia tosin wo aban ni mu no wo say no de hia de wo hia ye t-shirt na say wo ji t-shirt na wo kaje me say ya to light bill mu ana ya to so ma should I take you seriously because they also 4 years in na no can say best you know 48 months in na the win here a t-shirt the amount t-shirt amount there unkoto aba and I want to say 4 years in na nipa kro no betena so bosumi bi etwa no 40,000 no so that's it sika ye retwa present na enye sika kitwa ansa na emu council of states kwan no be almost be 15 to 20,000 MP be 10,000 plus so many things I would kebo mu a enye sika kitwa a ni nyina free consolidated fund na editwa muka na okaje me say de wuhia wasase nyina I say obeto amansa ne bakro no wabegi sa no nyina ye apino samina 10 gig of data dino ne can fighter mu king soup any BF samina na emu no kra enye bia long grade we bia 2 Jimmy rice no na okaje me say na we mu nyina 12 million na ekoto aba no emu be 8 million na gisa de na untimi ka jem se no ma boy de ntino sa ne bakron be ka kire me a mi njintum enti onipa na wo chiches ade as leader no wono anim se nkofo na dwen wo fom so that's it because how say onipa oba wo wanom no for na your dignities are state no na ne bakron timi ka se wodi age omo neto abama me na wo so koli wakwaje a anaso obebusa wo ye nentwie so that's it eti ye nkofo omoto aba omoto no say yenji bibia mkoto jenu no ba omo ye kakra bi because wo hwe say politician ko che no ma nkofo edi omoche no enya asam ketwa obi kretimi fi na adwuma as a state owned enterprise no wotimi je adwuma abrank of proper documents say ye chicha no ma obi akrofum no okoji semina na wato aba ama enti enye nwanwa sɛ yɛkɔtɔ aba na ɔmode ɔmo tent ekusi hɔnom ɛbɔ perimeter ne ɛyi nyinaa sɛ yɛma wo na yɛbɛka yɛ sɛ bi a yɛ gift anaasɛ o ebi a wontumi num koko nti no yɛde ma wo na wokɔtɔ aba na wɔkɔ center hɔ na yɛma koko anom no wodwin sɛ wankasa psychological wɔn hwɛ ne nyinaa bibia yɛ psychological welfare nti yɛ ne analysis sɛ akɔwe deɛ woma no koko nom a ebi saa ta no nkɔnkɔtɔ ma me wama m koko no koraa deɛ ɛneɛ saa tam na ɛyɛ fresh wɔ n'adwene mu nti na de bia meka sɛ yɛwɔ nkɔ ɛsɔe mmienu a ɔmo na kuta most of our solutions no one na yɛ National Commission for Civic Education so National Commission for Civic Education no one of the institutions na yɛte ansakra na yɛkɔtɔ aba na yɛkɔtɔ aba 92 no yɛ establish here because ɛho hia papa because adeɛ ɛfa civic ho no wo nipa yɛfa civilian no wo nipa yɛfa civilian from the word civil ɛmu na ɛnya mu civilization hello moto ɛmu the word civilization enti sɛ saa soɛ no ɔna ɛbɛkyerɛ wo the do's and don'ts of a Ghana yɛ sɛ wo sɔre yɛ wo maame papa wo sɛ meyɛ Ghana ni o debi o constitution sɛ wontumi sɔre nka sɛ woyɛ Ghana ni kɛkɛ wowɔ responsibilities duties wɔ hɔ but ɔbɛkyerɛkyerɛ saa nɔma no asim kena no ɛnɛ NCC National Commission for Civic Education ɔbɛkyerɛ wo sɛ woyɛ more valuable than kokonta bi a obi lapewa bi a ɛde bɛma wo defend the constitution na so obi kura bɛkyɛ wadeɛ kora ɔsɛ wokɔ report it because a graft and bribery or the control wadwene so ain't no but what's the case mpanyinfoɔ no nim sɛ adeɛ na ɔde bɛbɔ ho ban as National Commission Education ɔde ma wo na so wɔ bia obi kasa na obiara ni ti a ɛsɛ na wɔka yɛ o sɛ yɛn nyinaa ni ti a agorɔ no gu obiara na wɔbɛyɛ kwasea biom ain't no ɔma hyɛ daa ayɛ dɛ yi ɛdi fande National Commission for Civic Education ɔmo disika kɔ hɔ basika na ndɔɔso eti de obiara bɛte bia wo sɛ NCC fo yɛ adwuma yɛ akra ne kumase ɔmo ntumi nkɔ the core areas now say ɔmo ntumi kɔ educate no so that's it eti ɔmo nenam ho a akra ne kumase kora yɛn kɔ beebi a yɛkɔ baako beebi yes so sɛ ɔmo wɔ ɛwɔ hɔ nom so enti ɔsɛ yɛtumi ma yɛni kɔ na NCC wɔ no sɛ ɔmo tumi educate ɛno na saa time kroma time ne 6070 ne yɛ from social department no yɛwɔ bands a na ɛkokɔ kɔ nkurase enti asɛm a yɛkɔka ne MP ne ɔmo ka bɔfa kɛseɛ no nkroma make sure say you're breaking it down a champ of musa no mo yɛ saa deɛ no bands na ɛda so wokɔ social na bands na de megaphone SCC ano ne saa speaker kɛseɛ no horns no yɛ blow na yɛ mo saa time no still projector no na yɛ de kyerɛkyerɛ on course nipa deɛ wo hunu no ɛka wadwum sɛ deɛ ɛka no nti ɔmo yɛ ni nyinaa sɛ deɛ ɛba nti na wo baabia na you don't you are not in the mood say be me travel ko Kumasi na Accra because you da 12 hɔ no me na yɛ yɛse yɛ kɔ anim 21st century no resource kai wɔ hɔ no yɛntimi nkɔ ekura se ne yi ba sɛ beto abade a ɛne ballot box ne deɛ ɛne papers ne deɛ ɛbɛfro afran planes ɛbɛtwa nsuo no ɛde ballot box ne yi akoso na me wan so na nkura bi nso wɔ saa area hɔ a ɔsɛ kanu kura metem kura de akɔ school wɔ another island kura bi na ɛde ebi ne hɔ ain't ye blaming leaders now moche anwamo no or say blame one man moji anwamo no say anwamo na wode adentina till January to December na wo ho
I'm sorry anytime new sir I'm sure I can be
na you 2024
anytime new sir I'm sure I can
2024 na 2024 na ekoto aba no sisi ekɔ 2025 o adentina wonte say obi a eche bibia biem nti ono say wo a wokoto aba no wodwene ho say adentina yemma me saa time ya na ka yemu so ayi politician we de na adwene da ho a wodwene but obetwen ya this by elections nti offer de oka ne de leaders ne ayi nyina no ba me de me blame ayi followers no me for me followers no because at least Bible kran ye hu baby Jesus Christ o ko chiche bibi say o di ayi onipa ne needs no no o feel nti offer me de maka leaders ne de omo ho ba media wa kwato aba no omo dɔɔso a omo amoji you know t-shirt no omo dɔɔso sin ni papa no ti na de meka no
nka abɛfrɛ Benewa so oni hɔ de a bi abɛfrɛ Isaac ana akɔsi wakye one akyɛ
Benewa okay Benewa so free so ene sa de e bie Isaac Bama so
No, bra boati na eko ona odika so
ba
kasa.
zo no kan okay one memory free eja boache
Oh really?
Bama so
I do kasi. Hey, and then me
then
research apart and then the one no from Prince. Then the next
was
one
it
say I won't can idiot. No more go to abano. Yeah, church the new answer. And the aircraft then is 7 woman no the munaso. Yeah, my bro. And I who is how can be crowd who say
send enu na send na maka no we say we say obi ameto wa de a send e beda honom enti wo ntem ka say wo share a trade kwa consumer na enu no nya say producer no because who produce for there wo nya charity organization wo so per profit there and also be to enu tin your customer service no aha
yeah, work at diaspora there, modern day slavery, Sarah. I'm just asking.
they say yeah there say wo me be say Virginia wo no obi wo senator na say
Yeah, what
congressman say
diaspora first now can be toy in a bar but it's all be toy, but I'm creative system, yeah. Yeah, they're home, but would you call yourself as a slave?
send the unye slave say even though say when you colonize them no bibi say green card na nyina no the American needs na omunya de economy abefa ye but at least no who better yourself even though say shark is being here was no would say yes but better than those days na ye the shackles na omuye indentured slave
Wait,
bi okwa ye ntwanika but yet at least ye
right there.
ntwaka
Wait right there.
aha
On the systems, on mine in such a way, say, yeah, junior, say, a bet on the better or her. By a baha say, now, you're minority. Which majority now? We are sleeping. Show me person.
and me say we tie so wo ba wa beta wo ho meboa aha enti
A quite fast one better and say, yeah, better one the cost of normal be a said, be over here now. Bebre wo degrees a omo be omo anya adwuma omo ye taxi drivers me ga say taxi nya adwuma na bi twi wo ba bi ye say enuma a wo say nka brofo no de maye no bebre no ye nya this a kakra bi technical know how no etim be say de to ti o enti am yes analogy we say the music say more can to blame say Ghana electric no omo kan ho bi no in my opinion omo kan ho bi in the sense say omo creative system say ohini na ana referee na odi agro no wahyehyɛ ne mmerɛ bi ato baabi a ɔmo ni choice kɔmo deɛ nko ɔmo kɔyɛ ɔmo good citizen adwuma a wokaeɛ no yɛ wɔ mu bebree a nko ɔmo de abatoɔ no ɔmo ni tua sɛ nyɛ okay take a bit baabi ɔmo fa delegates NDC for so kɔfa ɛkɔtu so ɔmo deɛ ne adeadeɛ hwɛ aba bagya ma adeɛ a ɔyɛ nanse kakra bi a ɔmo kɔyi no no na ɔmo kɔgye saa no but they have designed it in such a way sɛ nka wo referee no me ni ye mo anka o send this for ye board no mu gina ho na anka baba jama de o mu court e kirem say there be ade we e no gu party ni ho fin but now so mu nyina ye nti no enti me dem mitimi blame electorate because they have no choice o electoral commission be check no aban na de na court now parliament o mu be ye committee ni ade o mu ni aban
who be say obi say 4 years in ya dey pay a t-shirt and so what choice what's the t-shirt no pay
there be yeah no mo kan try enu ti na make sure say yes no say nke your choice I didn't ni antra Ghana abrofo ni so mo pay o mo toye
and say yaba but obi no wo chiche bofru to wo man say beji na koto abama wo
yet ya o mo teacher bofo to say o ma ye no ma bia unim say high paying job no prince me no ni say the most high paying jobs no any qualification being normal ye wa America it make sure say don't reveal your pay structure to anybody I be before you work to say be you one me share free baby ya man ni enuanu be bro mo ye nursing job o mo hwe enkokrafo gu nursing unta hu American for so mo yes adwuma no hwe ko airport cleaning job Spanish for And then my year no maybe a share farm juma mo yes me looking from that angle na me dey 2 year the end who say yeah junior say it's easier for the Ghanaian populace. But me no me no say design the structure and say referee na nko di agro na nko betima gina ho. Aka say there be a day where you're wrong. They are not doing it. It in the panel be was see a but the nipa kakra bi ne ko hu say trawa omache no man. But the most people no so kasa omo tena fie so no man ko to abade so so a. They just so anyo omo nyame dwuma. It don't say
And make us say you want to conform to a bar or munkoji will be idea or mutu clean. So what if you unkoji baba mind? But me can say omo muji no mo do so send the omo omunji no bibia. Omo do so. So who enti say akoy say wo aban dwuma mu no e be very honest pa. But omo me honest na kakra bi. And say no na me catch me uncle snitting omo nyina e be 90% je wo 10% na unje. 90% no ebe cover 10% ya kase omo ye corrupt. So it's about yes, Maka say green, a form of a new colonial say ye pay the best of the Africans say be juma. But at least uba what me juma, what me the wumaba, what me kusku me ko Ghana ba. So that's it. Into who inform could say this is a situation me womu. Say me ya kwa na me aware say na metie. It me to me to some. But ye omo Ghana no, they are not in the mood so major to say we are for say yeah. The first solution is a woman say the state of woman say na me enti ye ka say house nigga and you say
but doing back somewhere.
o say into the twaso ya go si twaso
And nothing I make us said the lottery to know me mammy akosua dompa only una na ye tie krase no. Ye ni mo education. Ye ni mo nyansa you said ye be a beka no. Ye de see enkoto aba ye de asuma simu na so but meanwhile no more decided. So the systems that been even now can it was a good point. NCC ya enya adwuma me no me ni anim nyansa enim no pressure ben ye de to aba ne so. Pressure ben I say ye nya ye di a party ni bi a che ka say asuma si esre mo. Ade we de and yet mummy sika ni bi nhya they know it but they don't want to do it because I don't know about chairman Becca Treno. Kwame Nkrumah the prison with me winning election because of some more can't ni passum. But ne a bedroom baby my election na koye sikasema to the point said that the machinery that needs to check they don't check and the people the ballot na bet already oma ko church sika my delegates na koyi oma besrese nkoto omo so aba e dey no omo ento omo tena fi omo nkoto aba me question no why do you blame them? Yeah, the idea na besi omo enim yes and no. Idea no more ye. Meanwhile, omo yes and no. Omo no say my checks and balances in chi omo gum, and they are not doing it. Look at the classic example of NDC 48. The leadership of the party, president or the chairmanship, should have woken up and said no. Yeah, who TV so say this and found uncle for any party. Also, I'm down on my no be cut 2 years 3 say. And you are past the constitution, you say, be out on back. Money from challenge yourself. But because they are all corrupted, you see, we see Ghana, yeah, thankful. That be I come see the town policy, Ghana, any year that. A time, me, what the time does. Me know, I can't Bible, you're quite sorry. We know it. The time will nipper more and fan coslo maybe I said. And that is what Ghana is doing now. On say yeah of abako beka unima nkroma me say na oni account omo do mani ko ti ye na nya ni baso kotoka sem fon no ne afri fa sebe empanyinye nja bi abrika omo wie no ma sa akoche nya ni ba state nkroma ni besie ni bia ma omo ho. How? You see, sometimes when we telling people history now, you might think that you people should do the lot of the research and find out. I will never blame the Ghana electorate because we need choice. And I said, why Korani wa aduane bi omupa omubedi ba wo hwe obotom na de obetima to no a ofi sey emomo and na wo to obanya adwuma ontua renta oni say ofie oba korani wo right the state na dinamount but wo a wo tifie na ohwe akola you see T Prince We should be very cautious what no be as to me blame the entourage from the presidency, parliament, court, and all those I don't think civic division any effective because musika send your bear debate educating the people matia bambuase. I don't know that case omunya brofusem no pekase be a kwasun no munchire microphone mu ye so munchire me kreto ukoka chire bi say inflation ye kra our platform is be opa da ko fantos to bi anchire inflation mu. You all define inflation different. It depends. I mean, me to point in us, but I will never blame the electorate because they have put the system in such a way the electorate don't have the chances, the choice, anything. I have vicious circle. And this is insanity. And that is what they want. Even I make Mahama na kufa do baba na beka ko tena asumasi and I say lembele ho baby and I say nyina say school. They will not. But Alan Babin to no cause where that go back or also that 4x4 we call here because omu peka kesi o metimi dia 5 foot to kwan so. Does it make sense to us supporting these people? We have to tell them what money so. Etina papa no busa question say where did we go and I say he find a mistake. Yeah, mistake yes and penfo e do almost yes no sebie mu. So nko mo dwuni say me no me ni ba buchiri ha. Almost say homeless will crom or about damn full crom, but my system in such a way. So say Musa question is say new nigga, whatever. Because we are more than the slaves. Accept it. You can't tell me say to Africa better. We know we have better ourselves and you crom be in your side no man. But the betterment for what? The betterment is the systems is in place. Allow us, most of us, to do certain jobs, but mostly no menial jobs. Most of the people from the diaspora, you know it and I know it, but we don't want to accept it. And you have uko Spain, uko a human kakaniba, sebe PhD nuba, and you know you know it. The same thing is in Ghana, bro. Me that's it.
Yeah, sir, hello, Prince. Oh, sir, pay between a prayer, Mr. Isaac.
Yeah. Prince my dear Nakasa.
Isaac, if you say I will be between a Kasawa, Isaac.
Perfection. Oh, I asama mpinfo mo adika aba show yi so no abeka no. Ohwa election no Ghana no. Ohwa 1951 CPP amfa bribe antwa electricity no. Rather no abrofo no ena na nka mo pese mo bribe bedema so wedema and stand no jam koma because in koma no say Ghana say you share history nkofo bi wo ho say e bomb abaso say nye wedema no reject sa and yes selfish because some koma decide no asho mumu because omo no man no modo no into those days election na a bribe buy and in 1951 there no abra ye in koma fi prison no legislative one election no if you election or mobile year 54-56 CPP for any majority ye the benya independence no ushas election history book be any ho says that time no more bribe electorate ni so mo vote ma CPP and UP BBS and ho on say adia any ho history be any ho no and say ye dey adwen ye dey can sama obi enima because nkofo bebre na omo bebre na mo show yi super mo kesa ene omo tie no sebi bebre na e gorable because bibia obeka no turn asum anu a dey call on show mo intina de bia me ba me se hwe we so no kre e wo so because ye be stand for no kre no ye be stand for no kre no because ye mo obi me kan sama anya no kre wo hwe 1960 plebiscite no more na between CPP and UP. UP na dan kwa na ahead no. It was CPP4 and a winning year. Or more unfavorable, even opposition at that time point to me and Brabin for so or more to an hour. Bibi say history book. Oh, Bibi say ni history book. Oh, until referendum Ghana, yeah. 1960 referendum Ghana, yeah. Ghana, ebe day no ho. Pa say say the Ghana no, a several state or no to me din ho so no. Oh, sa election in na skin. Oh, but ma I say you can't tram and trono sabi you move be ye mpo school and break nkofa ko school akese na so san trona you twa to omotrimu stay na edo omotrimu ntina na metie bochema no kesa no na mani agi because in trono adonso ya ko school kakra ye betumi read no ye nso follow trono mo etwa eto ho no yeah in Kroma 5 years pe and Kroma edi SSC Ghana 5 years pe and Kroma develop Ghana Obeka say na Kroma say na oye because 1951 no Kroma ye business of government leader no Kroma no on den ho near da social abrofo no ase 1954 ye da social abrofo no ase 1957 ye independence no near that social of nas or one for any because Sunday morning no next time ye be bia no sister brofo approve until say 1960 ye day ho nkroma ye nya full control intina nkroma e de ye factories ne roads ne schools ne nyema bebre na ntrobiemu a omo esa twa to on say abrofo no eja yiska Abrafoni Jaganeska. One can say Bruni Jaganeska because Nkrumah that time, no, Nkrumah was the leader of government business. Intino, want to make us say you ko Abrafono, and then you nima a box site Abrafono de ko, and then Maganisa one day ko in now Abrafono or Muntia until some Nkrumah be government leader of government business. No, when throwing now you chat one Abrafoni Jaiska. Say Abrafoni Jaiska. Adan na ya esika o. Broni ono fi the krom buy o okiteska o de buy. Na me hu nipa bibini adwen. Obi a ono fi the krom no o diska buy. So o de beto ha. Wo japade nipa na ya wo no wanya waje hu ska e de o development. So because nkroma ho ye nkofo bi ahi. Nti no e say ye twantro. Sa ade ya abaye ne ye system ne mu no. Ni ho your system no ni ho your system no ni ho na democracy no na ye say ye can some ha ye na show ways no sometimes no nti be show ways na ye person trouble ye nti no so because so Nkrumah time and now be so just and now will be say Nkrumah time na bribe wo ha no na Nkrumah bribe no ho Nkrumah time no na the ministers no mo ye corrupt na yes no mo ye corrupt because omo ye nipa but Nkrumah as individual no and as a president no you corrupt no the answer is no because a history book any omo pa no omo tu Nkrumah omo empe Nkrumah asemempo no omo efom enquiry omo efom ya mere fi ni din no so omo hwehwe Nkrumah ni bibia na japade awowo amanonene Ghana no omo hwehwe mu no omo ba out be can say no Nkrumah any bibia na mom Ghana mom na de ne ka because ni sika na ewo commercial bank o se bi wo ho no and ni pay sika na de man ono ana Ghana de ne ka nti no ye wo nkofo bi a omo tu no omo ho si ho Nkrumah tu no ho si ho na enam say first no ni yesu no obi be ka sama na amoa obi be ka Nkrumah sama na amoa because ye nim ye nkeka ye nim nti no so obi ka Nkrumah sama na amoa minim pefo bi akosia ewo Connecticut store bi wo ha me no mo kosia Nkrumah me se hwe ya wo da ben Ghana for mentality pefo bi mentality omo on se nkora no omo de ato omo timu so penyi kesa men kesa bi nti no ya kwara na penyin twa trompa na why come no this time we that time is gone because we go for ready because akwara wanya 25 years wa born PhD why penyin no o mo PhD oni makenkan oni bibia ontumi dada ne bio nti no me say ba ha o ma no kora no fat bra ne na ye before say me de ma say me twa to the we put them the be fa mu keke I say yesu ano yes oh once the helicopter ko fa
minutes.
yeah once ko fa plane fa adome bridge ase at the Ghana ni bia trimu say once the helicopter ko fa Ghana adome bridge ase not to say enya no kre now so no Ghana ni bia ubisa na sa asem no ni ma beka say no kre because obia na oye military head na runs the China no was say no 2020 now runs the 1 year 2020 about out omo interview so no runs be am fire because won't to me because your mouse you know and ka time no ye no ko to ga room ne ande but sadia na eda yitrimu in stories bi wo Ghana enye no kre now so no ya corrupt stories no ama stories no abaye no kre who try say wo educate obi a na ne boafu okay just said asema wo kan enye no kre na ne boafu me de manu be see na
2 minutes na 2 minutes na kan no the embassy for 1 minute no do to aba ne de ye to aba ma no why na afum
yemienu omumienu afọ because so obi be wi ade am rubber be wi ade not the be mouse to jemade this for now one the be ma one but so this common press tiano obi sema tiano tipo so put on na because of that bia you one will can happen ye go see you money to
okay ini no motor as can
yeah hello Prince
ini body Discord aha okay you when you that's it
what you mean ka
me tun guys say
yeah made man is what can obi sam no ntino omumie no obi aye bone ba ye judges no na enimu aye hwe say ye de obi a wawi appointed e de akokot odu ha na sempo no odu wa so lawyer ni lawyer odu ha na omo adi na asem na omo no obi akọ wieska no wa kokot na no omo atu aheda e tena no omo atu aheda na u bremi government no echna government no mra na omachi judges no entumu na mo am ka so and this government dey omon pay judges because an aye ye dey atunkofo bi trinu mu so and this government no dey on pay judges on pay judiciary no asap sa dey na is it Ghana nkofo wadwin bi omudi pray masses no but yet me for no yenya hu sa adwen no because wo mo kwa school no bebre na fi so mo ye smart e so mo a omo ye and then na judge I say wo obi adi o minus kan ye na ba wo play games wo ho and that yakob bremi government no into no omo yina ye bone judges ye bone kese pa wo judges wo no man what mo obi judge to me je wache na wo je brag we yo man Prince mo bi na Ghana assem there
Isaac na what say say the leader and the follower ni na omafom nyagopo ni munyama bo you when Alex Alex bama so
Aywen kese
na pome
amena wada ma bibi aboko
bi aboko sisi
yeah
Alex
me ton kan
na me ka say sisi abato eto Ghana what to impress yi
to ba ko pe o
ye be ye mudi yan
That was 96.
JJ second round
Second term of JJ Rowling. 96 na meto about
30 years unto about Ghana.
92 na menya 18 years and 96 there.
What about no say na first talk about no Satan ballot box here dey na send any transparent one bi na Satan na
I'm saying transparent and I tuntum no bi me you fit my head ye me make kind come.
Satan no with the 19 years na say fresh time na
That's
moko
right.
register
Na ya ni prepare e to about for the first time.
Timi so what you pimp in this man what police you ni
Yeah, girl.
na oko the Satan na indelible ink no aba afaraja na
Na oto ana ye de ink na fa okokromotie so no ye de afa
indelible ink no say
tini pa no de fa
problems
e
about
ma
me
ne
timi
e cover o body no kakra ne fence no nail no ha o very cry still e bi be kan ho na no so kakra
Prince. Prince.
yes
Prince. Me patrol, so be mommy few seconds and come in. Can't seem be educate you, but boy, your discussion in power. Say, quite know there, what they call, but now me stress over my
oh pa mo fanga ma fanga sa say etie wi ana ye gina so akasa me tie o me what time say
okay, and Prince, yo, they're not me person, me can say, who say, Mummy and Nunya, more yen say, the air to abani one way to about me wrong. Mean Timino Monadre, say. Look at my team, any part to draw no any woman. And a two, you're free Abrabas and Gold Coast because I'm coming from the Gold Coast. No? Now, Nkrumah was conscious, even the colonial government, near primary school, from there class 6, 7, over middle school, near citizenship. It was intentional to educate the people. Civic risk, in the classroom. And over middle school, so civics. Just a way on my papa. Just a year be both in practice and in theory. So, and some in terms of cleaning, inspecting the power will say, will not cleaning, near threat, and yes, I threat in the classroom. And to walk to about wouldn't even say, oh, to Obama, party A, party B, because of say. Now, I'm coming from Banu Butu, these important components of governance in Ghana, it's out of the window. Will be a year open. Discipline. UK. That's every train station in UK. If you see something, see it, say it, sort it, and then British Empire, they keep on educating the public. Yes, we don't know. And I get disenfranchised through education and in practice and in theory. No, and yet the political class, that is responsible. Yes, to be educated.
Clean as a let clean. But me see, all more koji bofruit ne does sing wo.
You identified idiots and tribesmen. What were you poor? It is a woman you two and the winner. We two and the cities, but I know what did. When you say a bribe, what you want to
make an NCC assembly.
NCC, it's only in theory, in practice, it doesn't work. NCC is not working. I will only for another wastage. Oh, and the
Mama Alexandra, a client to
me that's it for the time.
Blame me tuning in Alex na about leadership ne followers no say what be anti say won so side when na obeko o mom to abane o ma ye to abamo mo ne sa enticement no
me ne ofa ya adwen pa if say abato no ankasa no wo mo je bribe no o munti na ye to abama president so mra no metwa bribe je mu enti so bi wo manum da so je bribe e kire se wu president no ankasa wa ban no wantimi anya adwuma pa ama bribe na se entu
Inti se civil education why ne chere no say ni na ya under government. Ti say aban we ya wa by me policy ni curriculum new curriculum mo fa enshem na national civil education no enye even enye non-formal education poma citizen. Say ni na ya the same government. And I can tell you say Omari enye theory na ye de chire nipa de o abrochire ha ye we no a enye theory
Practicals.
kasa na enye theory na ama ye no ye di mra so ha no ade no ye friends the control mechanism no bi ni say he aha say wo so ye bema o de ye say ko 20 na wo so wo be ko 50 ko omo betwira bra ofie wo pe wo mpe wo betua. It is always sika so di betua ina ye hu a se wo de wa ye wo hu se da bia wo betua kra na ye be mo another punishment. It is not about say nipa gina krom ha kasa nko a na kire ye kwan krom ha boga bi o wo Ghana na se bi mpreduasa wo mu ade wo nya hwe wo ni mra bi aso no oba ha pe obesa go Ghana ho bi no na nipa kro na asesa na ve Ghana fo na ye ka kire ne se mo ye chise dodo mo ye dwe dodo e kire wo se oman na etim no sa ne ma no bi nkoso ho etinu the auto about the mean who ni problem even say yes koto aba no wa nkoto mpo a eye crime wono wa moa ma oman na nkoso nti say wa koto aba na me koto aba o bomba de me koto aba na e kom de me no obi say me nyi 200 emfa nto aduane ni me say me nyi me koto aba nti me nyi how me wa no me tim futuro mi nam futuro mu na e koto aba no
200 no
where
the man
responsibility
added the one farm man me say added one farm on January or December no what is can you
it doesn't matter bombardier it doesn't matter
sir
ebi asada no so no so ahume say asemo ya
sir
hwe asemo ya ye kan nei ebi a obi be ka say aden na do preso yanka ene na yesu yenya sa asem no na ye kan nti what are you talking about eti da ni padi sika ne be mo so si odi mo no de akoto aba na ama no a ɛhɔ mom na o conscience kyerɛ wo sɛ sika no deɛ wobɛgye na mmom sɛ wowɔ decide sɛ asimasi na wokɔto ama no a sɛ yɛfrɛ ne sɛ ɔno na wobɛto ama no nti me mekɔto aba na MPP foɔ de sika brɛ me sɛ menyi sika no a wogye di sɛ megye wie a mɛbɔ ɛno nti akɔto ama MPP ana no na mmom NDC foɔ de brɛ me sɛ ɛbɛhyɛ me nkura ne ama me no ɛmfa ne sɛ obi a mɛkɔrɔto me na ma nsesa ma adwene antena fie kura mpo sɛdeɛ ɛbɛyɛ a mɛkɔ akɔto ɛkyerɛ wo sɛ leader no a ɔde sika no ba no ɔna ɛyɛ nipa bɔne ɔno obi a woyɛ de ɔman agyapade ahyɛ wo nsa sɛ fa yɛ adwuma na mfasoɔ mmra so na amama no nya bi nyɛ saa nipa yɛ ɔmo gye saa bribe a binom bɔ ɛno nti na ɛkɔto aba no sɛ system no yɛ na nka ɔbɔ ne bra yie paa bɔmba deɛ nka ɔma ne bribe a ɔnye anaa ɔgye kora no a ɔntoma mimi sɛ a mete ha no ɛnam sɛ ma brabɔ nte sɛ saa nkurɔfoɔ no nti no sɛ woma me bribe no na megye sika ba no koraa no a mɛkɔ akɔto atia mewie koraa mɛsan de woakɔtena tv so aka sɛ woama me bribe megu w'anim ase ɛfiri sɛ me no mennu so hwee but nipa bi a ɔte Ghana no ɔno 200 cedis no yɛwo no koraa bi koraa ɔnhyɛ da nya bi a ɛbɔ mu da wanya sika yɛ 2030 enti no da
enti
wɔnya
enti
first
na wo ka say leader na aden na onye nhye say wo betum ayi adwumafo betum anya living wage na won ko sɛ saa t-shirt ne saa no mane di no ne so utumi to no made ya saa no mane kura hwan na de begina wani
why what tell them make me leader no na ɛyɛ nipa bɔnefoɔ but ɔmo a
enti say leader nti aden na me say one farm on January covid by wo just by say na Ghana no obokɔ ebasa wakɔ police station akɔ report da
wobɛ da akɔ report na sɛ nipa no a ɔmo de sika no ma ɔmo hia sika no o ti o ɔma deɛ ɛmsɛ wonkate me point no yɛ ti o
aden nti na nipa kɔ no ɛgye sɛ sika no nti na gye sɛ sɛ leader no wanyɛ hyehyɛeɛ ama amanfoɔ ntumi adwumasɛm ma ne sikasɛm ankɔ yie ma wankɔgyegye saa noma no
one way or the other no nipa a yɛde sika no ma ɔmo no na yɛfrɛ ɔmo sɛ ɔmo yɛ vulnerable ayi ɔmo nyɛ community bi a sɛbi ɔmo nim ɔmo left and right kɛse saa dabi what I say nipa a wɔmo gye sika to aba no they are not too your friend saying educated
Enlightened.
ɔmo nyɛ too enlightened say ɔno no ɔbɛgyina hɔ because ɔno koraa no wa hwɛ bɔmba deɛ maka ma broni bi aka kyerɛ me pɛn sɛ so no deɛ wɔ man a yɛma sika no yɛto aba nka ɔbɛgye bi because yɛto aba no wie no ano no aba no mmɔ ɔmo hwee nti sɛ ɔno kora deɛ ɔtɔ ne vote no a you okay with that broni na
na
kasa
den da
asɛm no, ɔse
wuton
sɛ
vote wuton vote ni nyina wuton no t-shirt na mo obi abedi
imagine
so
say
abegye wo
Bombardier odetio imagine say wo ti here wo si NDC ni MPP fo nyina obi anye papa enti abana wo kɔto no de ɛyɛ wo no wo civil responsibility na wo play ɛno na wo yɛ den wo kɔyɛ enti no sika bi a wo benya no wom no yɛ profit ma wo for instance enti no sɛ nipa no gyina so sɛ na NDC ba wɔnyɛ hwee MPP ba wɔnyɛ hwee nti sɛ ɔso ɔma me sika kora menye na me de me nkɔto odo sɛ abato no de sɛ ɔkɔto na wotutie ɔmo mmienu no kora na sɛ wato enti no
na eja
ɔno
na
deɛ
wo yes say the demand supply na ebe koso a
aha enti no ɔno no saa abatoɔ no obi a onim nyansa na sɛ bi na adwene mu da hɔ na ohunu sɛ saa ne ma na ehu nhia no ɔno kora aba no kora bebree bi wɔ mfiri adi nkɔto until sɛ obi ebe ka message bi asɛm bi a ɛde atɔ n'akoma so ansa na waka sɛ menkɔ so saa si masi nhwɛ enti na ma binom to but binom de wɔ fi ɔmo nim sa afi bia na yɛkɔto aba na abatoɔ duru hɔ kora mpo no a ɛte sɛ deɛ bronya duru na obi ama obi biscuit no ti abatoɔ no duru nkurɔfoɔ bi biscuit time no sɛ wonim a ɛnti ɛhɔ na ɔno no afi wei na ahyia a yɛba abɛto aba ma no anya ayi adɔdɔdeɛ a wo sɛ ɔnya agye na deɛ ɔtua no na meme fii sɛ nipa no ɔyɛ politician wakɔ school na wahunu nyansa sɛ me ɔman no ɛwɔ ahokyerɛ mepɛ sɛ meyi ɔmo firi mu enti no ɛsɛ sɛ mebɔ kwan biara so a mɛyɛ dɛn menya ɔmo vote nti menka nsɛm ayɛ dɛ but this vulnerable society na yɛka ho asɛm no ɔmo no ɔmo mfa nsɛm nɛ ɛnto aba o sɛ wano asɛm nko ara na wɔde kɔto aba nti sɛ woantua bribe no bia obi bɛtua bribe no de agye ɔmo vote no ama wo koraa a wo so wɔ akoma pa no ɔnwini nti at the end of the day no gye sɛ mu nyinaa mo practice saa bribery yɛfrɛ sɛ strategy no na wowini wie a na nka woayɛ system no yie nanso sika no a wode kɔgye tumi no ɛsɛ sɛ wode ba enti no ɛbɛwie no na akɔyɛ sakeo system no sɛ megye bribe no kɔgye power ɛyɛ sɛ metua bribe no metua wie so sika no ɛnso ɛma me fix system no yie that is where we are enti
you
yɛ problem no
obegye na wayɛ enti ne enti sisi no ti yɛ do begina witness wontumi ka kyerɛ obi sɛ watwa graft na mmom no ɛyɛ adɔyɛ na wayɛ enti wontumi ama kɔkɔ no
Bombardier Ghana no ɛda hɔ no Ghana mfrɛ leader bia so medi so nti so ɔhwɛ na corrupt nation na da hɔ yi sɛ mekɔ hɔ sɛ mekɔgye power no a gye sɛ metua bribe na menyɛ corrupt a memmoa nkɔ power no ho na me so menyae enti no gyae ma ɔmo yɛ corrupt no ankasa no ɔmo because in case bi a Mahama ne Nanado ɔmo mpere na Mahama sɛ Nanado wo deɛ fa me kura no me stand bi yɛ ma nipa pia sabi obefesi we stand ntu nko aye nti Nanado mo ntua bribe amo bia because the society will vote for them kakra na ombe vote no obewini nti wantu wanwia sika bia amfa mo bia bia nka corruption no kura nka se betu na emom enam to omo ya twema mentwini wantua ama omo a we mu beto ama de watua no to omo mienu nyina tua de obetua kese na na chidifo ato ama that is where we are eti no omo tua your friend is saying no omo tua bribe no omo necessary omo find a way to stop that bribe na the original de me de me hu omo mfom so be omo
na ebe ne enti omo tua no some so ye Ghanaians enti ebe ne na ye be mo stop is obo tua bribe no
eno na
suggest be na wo
of our more say society no a intelligence one no so mu grow one say ye kan ya o man no enamui nipa ni bio first na ente say the net you first na ye first cry the net JJ Rollins hu so JJ na e ba ni hu afe na eno de kura na sikatua bi agye na ni mu na emo ye be ma na ogina ho no enti eze ne ya hunu za ho feru kura de mo bra bia na emo di so mo de cash to so ti etam will come sika no so no ebejai na emo yenya free education amanfo no sua de people are also me so me wa brochi da me hwe me ye japade ma mabusuafo bi anya kakra ye amanfo botom ye kama na society no omo timi ehwe omo ho so yi a Ebedru baabi no bribe no ebetwa
And
aha
the
nyina
correct
o ma plan
citizens
say
in
bribe no
endorse
beda
one. At the moment, idiots, any transfer and endorse. There are too many idiots. Yeah, we need more citizens, patriots, educated, enlightened people. Yes.
Of an idiot no the ones that a report to be a man or you should have it by a can't a young cause because of more years who civilized no one's okay idiots no they what you or more too educated or mono they don't understand the system or more ignorant no doors more system no so but at the end of the day no and American no George bribe no oje bribe was a Freddy saying no yeah about mu bribe oje no de me mlemu omoda wanya nka no problem but so the man no oje so because we are too abanu we are say ne light bedum and light bedum say ne kwanya ne kwanye enti no da waje kakra bi de atwe no half na o say ono mum na waye bone hwe
I see. And he say, what to me, I yes, I do any day. One say, okay, so be your papa wa how. Minti say, nano me who, yeah, Alex Naja, or say, a comedy me the 2 and a money dear. Say, me, say, Ebi Alex, a chill with Maka say, be a 2 and no demand. Say, and also investment. Nti,
but imagine say wo be ye leader so be ye leader mpo na wadwene ye wo hwe wa ma me 200 ntino so wanye development ya awu say wo ye criminal mu criminal etino enye me nko ana because next time na man for beto atia because yeah they won't me say no bomade ye koto aba enye 200 ntina ye to aba say school dan no ankwala na tibia na ase no wo ba be yi o mo vro ntina ye koto ma na wo so kura no a wo be di de no hwe ye to aba wie me to aba ma ndc ye mfa na sa but ya appoint obi so me minister of state adodode e wo ministry no ho no me ni bi nti ono be di na se wo di e no na koyi me mafiri dua ase na wo se wo ma me 200 bi da ti me manya me de a o mo dam eti eno no de enya za na de ya za na de wo ye ma leadership aye de ma wo say ye nyina ye timi nye leaders eti wo no ba gina ba bi na fix system no na system no nye kama na amansa nyina nya bibi nye na oba want ma anya sa wo ye failure next time ye beto ani bete
ye dase na jebi ejran so say Nyankopon so cha de em say ye ti Akwantufuo do na aja former NDC member of parliament for Pro East Dr. Kwabena Donko also wetie pa anti yenti asema aja asema ye ken ya se msen kopoti ya Akwantufuo nti yenti asema waka no monetization of politics undermines public office values nti or say the influence of money in the election of political leaders undermine public office value. He said the demand for money by voters from aspiring politicians on the campaign trail did not inspire good values, especially for those seeking to occupy public life. We do not bring good values into public life by such acts, and that must stop. Now, Omo Kasava time with the political service, Omone Troybi na Ekasa Seminity. Omo Ono why former MP Dano, Ono Kase said the Omoko campaign trail na Omo Chiska. Na voters so just free aspiring no inspire good values cry especially when we occupy public life no nti say to put stop to that nti say we politician as a voter just me empower no
me bo aha say sikatua bi ani ba bi so bi anya na adwen so okoje o ba sikatua bi wo ho nti na mama mpoje no nti say wa wo say me bana say
onu so no MP da no watwa bi pen and as man say they were free so abeye po nti we say voters na omo unso kind of he said the demand for money by voters from aspiring politicians the voters no na eti even nti na yeka say be me say omo nyina afom ba me say
na baba de wonyi ni say sa ma no me bo ono kura no a o ka sa asem no kura no say de ya moral right so ka ho asem kura ebi say ono no tama na
o so
why this would be Bombardier, I think we are reading. They say, Obetima can be to justify, but Papa no opinion. Only moral right, yeah.
Only moral right to be as a
Bombardier, Obetia to Musa,
America, maybe some will say, Ejacosi, we are Christian, because Ebia, or some apple palm or new more instance be a so I wajatum so what can you could stay in the normal what can you say no Obeka and then in the beginning they been per se or Mudembeka you know church no but yeah the lights of Barnabas mo Beka just say they were reforming and now or show it
Bombardier,
you ever say and can know it so
Mamenka the India,
and
Miss
who did
right?
be or see would my men say gyina homa me me say paka beke bi ase bia obe use ne lessons of odwane shepherd no
Yeah, me senior
paka
research.
wo
Prince,
Yeah,
Prince,
mhm
no, hold on, we are more 5
aha
minutes.
it would
The
e
thing
was
is,
try na hwe say paka
the
be
thing
my
is, right?
design
So,
e yini bia
yeah, your honor, your constitution, it says we shouldn't, politicians, they shouldn't what, buy votes, whatever it is,
mhm
right? Now we know, say, what they are doing, you know. At the end, those law enforcement for Morgan, no, they be no more account, electoral commission, because say me MP, that's a me call come more because on top of my minance, you have to disqualify me
mhm
if what says that's how the law says that. So what you say?
yeah
Yes, because any part of the obia or say oh say yeah, two of them, I'm going to help you guys to get school, to get hospital, I don't know. Chase card, just to vote for you. So does it. Meanwhile, no, it's a laws to know what come. It's just hard enough. Why we allow those people to run again? So what you say? It is a whole
mhm
walk MP that walk chase can be. Now says say a whole we have former MP, whatever it is, no. All kind of their campaign now we here for that. Says I didn't must stop. MP no na no catch on say have laws na e work constitution no na say electoral laws no omo reinforce na say dey because ogo ko primaries a omo tue sika ema delegates so they say to get that position you know sad na omo ye no nye krom that's why me can say small say kokko show dance na ko de no dwan e ba e kan ka ho because ono voter no yes so that's why I say. So they say, do no banner can you say, Obama a more bottle, Obama na and sika. Obeji, Obaka for sika baby. No. Oh baby, omuti a common do omune that you know one a baby society way. So they say, Obeji, but because the laws now will chrome one mona, Emfanya Jumano. Because electoral commission laws are also the Jumano if you are not enforcing it. That is how it happens. So, corruption in the and ya be free como any Sunday man. No, any bribe no near any Sunday man because that's how they live. So they say, sit down, electricity. The Jimmy just say, Coco Chia Brabanzana, the amount electric poles, and I say, the wire, the lines in the about. Meanwhile, no electricity, tell the bear own, at least, every month, be also to make Jessica, I'm a government, they want you to pay a bribe before. I mean, what kind of country is this? Open water, who sit down, open so their coffee. You have to pay a bribe for that.
Kwasi asema e wo ho kura so mo si udi si for 24 hours enye o de bi o mo asem
But doctor, and them ya say, oh my ya say, I a normal life, and they have accepted.
Yes. And that's what I'm going to say. It depends on the society because we are living in a weak moral society. That's how it is. Our moral in Ghana are very weak.
paka him na root cause ni wo hin
Because if we leaders, that's the root cause. Because
We need good, disciplined leaders. Leadership is about, look, 4 principles: discipline, accountability.
because Prince. So who are Busia Panini? Right? That's the who here be been Abusia, that's Abusia Panini to mean Tiawa. Then first also in the end.
to uka je say also fani ila ne ma Hope in anything has.
Yeah, I didn't see it. So, papa, I put on the man and your mama. So, that's it. Because you are the leader, so you have to. That is how it is. Tina, Paul, so carry also because Paul was the leader of the church, the body of Christ. Was what? Follow me as I follow Christ. There's a leader in here, Papa. How are you going to be?
Okay, yeah, that's it. Na Baba Jama say my said the kai, Yemran no current on the make provision for punishment for public election offense, but it does not clearly cover intra-party elections. Internet just way nanka. It says all the same. The areas of KMP loopholes na no come responsible that a bit me amendment at the end.
But
Majority.
only
Majority, right?
Bombardier saying yes, so munina corporate. Now suspecting NDC chairmanship and he said, "Mun nullify munina say muntimin constantly the name of the party." That's not our principle. But I'm so munina yentino. I mean morally, munina yenton so mantimanka. Despite we saw it.
Omuko meeting, omuko trust, omu say omu nyina di for Baba Jama na oba ne de nyina
So
di for
disqualify all the candidates and muntimin call party
omu
ni
say time or some do nyina e na time a yisi gi say no so no aben but anyway na make can nti say
they could have gone independent.
Omu say
Because Bombardier ya na dibi wo ho amu me enwa ni mu nkantere wo mo. Ye enwa ni mu because me ni if morally pa say it nature say leaders are do omo kono kra na omo adwene nya dada.
Nti OSP nso be mu and as say we are opening investigation to allege both buying, both selling and funding sources linked to the MPP primary from January 31st, 2020 and the NDC there. As we say, OAS also saying investigators were examining an alleged assault on the Yentino. Yemrane will say a public, but said he can constitution overweigh any intra-party rules beer. And it's a constitution who say graft and no money corruption there. And found say it and not just say intra-party and anything goes yes you need national law debi constitution no I said general graft and side no ekutiamra until overweigh party laws or money sa nhyehyɛ no man sɛ mo so be corrupt Ghana mra no sɛ yɛntumi nyɛ corruption nti nka sɛ meyɛ political pa no makɔkɔ nipa a wɔsɛ daabi nti no nti sɛdeɛ na obi suggest alex sɛ deɛ ka school no ɔsɛ yɛde hyɛ yɛ curriculum no yɛyiyi no maybe every na sɛ yɛfa bi nka ho ɛhɔ na ɛbɛboa because akora no sɛdeɛ Paul kakyɛ Timothy so de ofiri mu ɔfa sɛ na onim kyerɛ kokron no nti ka sɛ catch them young and nka sɛ kɔwe nkora no saa nkyerɛkyerɛ pandas yɛ de ma ɔmo sɛ yɛn kyerɛkyerɛ ɔmo nka ofiri at least classic ne yɛkyɛ no saa service no so na ɛwɔ ɔmo adwene mu do's and don'ts no because nti adɛn na sɛ la national patriotic songs ne yɛda sɛ kan sɛ arise Ghana youth for education
civic education. Education, you have to start, yes. Because
university. Exam without no vigilators. Because you are training almost morally. You see, you're betting my year, but your parliamentarians, I don't know what is wrong with our society.
Because we say if you have corrupt leaders, that's how it is. Every the leader is Christian will be. So how do you say? You can call
until say the punishment outweighs the crime, because Ghana punishment no air. So who di boni ne ya ma punishment cry the crime one internal cry so enormous one.
Yeah, Prince. Name say yeah na obi atumi ba mu because
they be say the ye nti say ye beko your final words 20 minutes na ka no. Obi the 3 minutes na you running up. Nti ye sha say free eja ofachum. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 until we have 8 for crana. Okay, Obian for 4 minutes.
Okay. Me there be me ban
2 for 20, 2 for 5.
And your first time in Abrabo, ye boko ye nim, ye monko ye chi. From the Gold Coast time, and I'm fear medinti, Abrofono, near citizenship in the primary school, Uba middle school. yɛakyerɛ civics, yɛkyerɛ the do's and don'ts. Kwame Nkrumah Krabai, wɔkyerɛ a young pioneer. I promise to be loyal, faithful, and loyal to Ghana, my motherland. Yɛkyerɛ wɔn patriotism ɛma wo mind. Nobody is training the youth, and the youth are the future of every society. Abrotre Krobiaso, maybe to land in 54 years. Your mommy and son, one started primary school. They teach you English, culture, history. You are British and values. Yet we are Bibinio, Indian, you are taught at the primary school level. When you are British, you are British. You are British. America, we are American. We are America first. Patriotism. Ghana had no leader apart from Kwame Nkrumah and their patriotism. They actually MPP, NDC. Your platform is going to be rubbish. About Papa, start thinking, and yet, the year can you know, also Dr. Ajman the kind. Corruption, you tia, Ninema, you call what they call you political. Mimi Trebu said, what would you ask? A crime. It's not constitution. I'm talking about now. I always refer you to the Greek philosophers: citizens, idiots, and tribesmen. Yes, one so open officially party a whole better. And yes, I see a leader where tough or best company authority. And I mean, catch them say. Some you ebia mumu bumu and Nkrumah time no san kwasa se nya na e wo fom na ni hokra after Nkrumah na sa aye just there's no control be aye the corruption aye kakraka and today overthrew Nkrumah so a dictator where corrupt as woman na introduce corruption I must say ye to aba electoral laws no unexplained wealth as a political party be which the source of your funding is in the constitution. Prince, you know, you read like I do. So, you have to explain the source of your funding. And so, you see, one move here to electoral commission, MPP, Sika of their campaign, NDC, will be a Musa Woman, and their costs are, your Jessica openly, your packing car back, maybe 100,000. And your crime, as a policy, as we are not doing it. You see, we are not making, until I mean, I cannot support people who support MPP. Mr. Bunyamo, you're wrong in principle. You are not patriots. But I support Ghana. Because Ghana economy, because you know Ghana, now you go coast, Akwantufuo, Governor, Agent Clark, and then move Kwame Nkrumah. Not citizenship, yet school, and civics. No mutu Kwame Nkrumah and I feel the MPP near this year about movie Sika. And I mean so you two Kwame Nkrumah na the court abrotre so patriotism will be able to bribe. So I'm used to all the good principles. To me, Miss I retire me by year 2 about your body put your police station. Me won't be that in my life. Me won't be that. Britain, I tell 53 years. My who elections I live under 13 different prime ministers. No election day you could be power UK. Ghana had here 2028. And my nipa bear 3, 4, 5. Somewhere they will be shot dead at some police station. We are very backward people. And people are still supporting MPP, NDC. They see those two parties are bogus. They are not bringing progress. Maybe I support. I'm coming from the Gold Coast. Governor General Charles Agent Clark and the Kwame Nkrumah. And that discipline or the civics. Full stop.
Okay, you the Jack no civics and principles. Yeah, that. But that is just in Timmy Puna. Yeah. Not unless neighbor and son make a saint, but unless una now or son crime, not make or some member until for 4 minutes in by we are not Isaac prepare. Jack was
Now, me who I almost say government will lift a ban on the state land. And you know how much
well left a ban on the
state lands.
I know they say details one Mutino, and yeah, say me the be abbot one.
Oh, they are not there. Oh, they're not making. I don't know until you, Baba. We have Yanum, not just a Yanum, the almost just almost post one or my zombie post.
Yes, it trust but verify. It will be a head and it will mislead it into also body, but anyway, you ain't
That's
it's
right.
it is say yeah Ghana this 69 years is then I was looking forward say kawo you can say make amendments no maybe at the end I open so 4 minutes
Oh, amendment there. Me, you know, what say, and I make us say, yeah, my no, the idea point, be and I, oh, we were to be a day where you know, say, minimum park there, but, will be in a
okay
home.
kasa
Aha. What is, Bombadi, yeah, my no, idea back why my mind no, Emre, what we are seeing in a bill, na law enforcement agencies, you know, and then any juma, and then any juma. Na enye adwuma no so nyinaa firi Jubilee House saa na mɛka no ebi sɛ leader bi a ɔwɔ Ghana yama president kwan so ɔno nko ara na appoint ɔmo nyinaa na ɔappoint ɔmo na ɔmo nyɛ ɔmo adwuma no yie di a sɛnea ɛwɔ a wonim kwan de ɔmo bɛfa so but yɛka no so no ne nyinaa yɛ party sɛ meyɛ nipa no bebree no but here is the case police IGP ɔnyɛ party ni na ɔwɔ ne policy mu ansa na yɛ appoint no your friend saying chief justice onye party ni or ansa na ya appoint no these people and I say na no a friend saying steps for another custom for ya or moody dreamy no more ansa na aban ba omo wo mo adwuma na ya appoint omo ba say otimi tena ho ma bibi sa akoso a the next thing is say yes cycle na yes cycle so a ene kwan say me say no seminar me yi tokono dia anka mama yɛ de n'atum efi sɛ na oni bɔne biara ne kwan sɛ yɛyi n'adi na wɔyɛ bɔne na de saa bɔne na ɔyɛ ne demande sɛ yɛsa aka no deɛ a ɛsɛ sɛ ɔkɔ prison for it because financial loss to the state biara no demande prison so ɔho nti no sɛ woma nipa no wo sɛ woagya no fie ɔnkɔ ne nam ɔte sɛ sogyani a wayi n'adi na ɔnkɔ ne nam kurom asɛ neɛ wɔwɔtire ne amrɔba baako ɔno nso bɛtire ne bɛyɛ 10 nti no amrɔbas na watire ne ɔmo wɔ kurom nti no wonder sɛ wode nipa kɔ court a saa bere no ɔno no ɔbɛdi bem because chief justice na ankasa no a ɔno dwirim no nyinaa kɛntɛn ma so no wɔyina ama no akɔtena fie nti ɛsɛ no obi a ɔyɛ wɔ ntumi kɔ no hɔ na maame no ne mmara no baabi a yɛde fa nyina na ɔde ɔmo fam turo a ɔkɔkyi ɔmo da biara nti yɛbɛ prolong process nyina nti anybody biara nka yɛbɛhunu sɛ o deserve sɛ yɛsa aka no so ɔno a resign or resign koraa na ɛhwɛm na ɔdi sika na waresign a yɛbɛkye watom but wogya nipa no na ɔnenam fie nti sɛ nka meme yɛ aban deɛ a nkasa ne ma kakra wei a na mɛyɛ because no wonder sɛ yɛfrɛ ne sɛ agyemama no nam fie sɛ ɔno no yɛntimi prosecute no nim I don't know the reason why a yɛn prosecute me NDC for meanwhile no yɛsɛ wo koraa san a police for koraa arrest wo yɛde wakɔ shells nyina but the man is outside there bragging to the people telling them say ɔno no yɛntimi nyɛ ne hwee enti no sɛ woyɛ aban na woyɛ slow woyɛ nsuo nwunu MPP ni nso wonya no na nka wotua no makokora no a fa hyɛ dadeɛ so ansa na
I
ɔde
say
ahyɛ
you
no
be rule of law until
enti
you
no
ben say that's it
ɛno no
unless
ne
na
ma me anka mɛsesa
mote
nanso
me kan you
eh,
Ishak Isaac also they do 4 minutes
Prince,
you trust
on say, Meno, debia, yabaha, yasem no, acquire 1 week. Oh, obi a disca, obi a disca. Oh, and 1 year. But judicial na asaya a no. Obi, me wants to be in part bumper by criticizing judicial neither. So we me won't be that. Because the any man, oh, party A, disca, or more corrupt party A. But one another, yet, only reason to police for a corrupt. Yeah. The reason is police for che arm robbers. No more day or more quarter. Na court na jaw mo. Ay obi drive careless no de no call a year driver na ye jano. Intina on who say no. Me do be call me ma kwa bre ati obi na me de na ba. na me de ne ba na waja ne dia ene ne me amba Jesus ka no na me ja nipa manako inti na saa de no wo ho no but ye mu bebre na se bi yan dwen ko ho inti me see ye judiciary no na amaga na asai because o ka say oh party we ba mo abeje bribe obo abeje says ya no hwe obi ba ye no so wo hu aban we say nkofo and this MPP for ya chi wo mo MPP for wo court pa na so court no one na edi asem no ma NDC government started say oh ordinary si court no mu on be ka say NDC government no amon de o mu chiri judges dada into no so abe topic but omo ewo judicial ho no omo say o man no eje braba kese no me say obi nka cha me ewi asa fa na ewi asa fa na judge be na eje wechi bribe aduane bribe oh bribe I don't know the state of no Chicago judges read omo yi judges bebre omo do omo akokot bribe bebre omo do omo akoje. But yan ba the any man party because won't mean for being court na o aban no on cheche ni pa no koto ni je e say of family mo ana mra no so omo ho no omo no party no akwai mi no NDC for ba judges omo be fa no omo fi say oh no NDC na ndene ba NDC nya asemo the same thing MPP ntina kufu ado ko no or the judges bebre kogu ho no oh and also bad instead so bedwin o man no no omo dwen o party ho ye man no anya yi o oh na ma make party no answer before some time na so America ha onim the reason tell ye election wo corruption wo because nye NDC party no ana to say Republicans Democrats wo omo bi bia no party na ye sika some party na ye party na ye obi nkɔbɔ ne bosia ɛmfa ma organize election na ɔnyɛ yi party no ɛna ɛyɛ debate party na organize ahụ na yɛdeɛ no yɛayɛ ne sɛ party no nkɔfo kɔgyegye sika na ɔmo ba na ɔmo yɛ yi a wopɛ sɛ ɔno yɛ de ɛyɛ sɛ party no mmom na ɛpɛ sika na ɔde sponsor saa nkɔfo no ahụ nti no sɛ election bɛyɛ free and fair a egyina parties no so and saa system na yɛma delegate for ɛto decide ma MPs no ɛyɛ wrong because party bi ba delegate ba no abɛgye sika no ɔno mom because
As a pano, if it's my
mede ma no si no delegate no ɛna yi MPs ɛde ma district no ɛne constituency no ba nyɛ Ghana for na ɛto aba no because aba no nipa no yɛyi na awie nti woyɛ dan nipa bɛto aba ma nipa mmiɛnsa mpoto aba ma na mmienu ɛto aba ma baako na deɛ mmiɛnsa no wɔn wini woyɛ hwɛ onye bi saa system na ɛsi etwa mu ɛyɛ delegate system no ɛna etwa mu because ɔno ana ɛbredi corruption ɛwɔ Ghana hɔ nti mɛde ma no asi.
you that's CP you why here wo
Yo, panyin bo ha. Panyin safo.
ja ze wo kwa ba nti na ka ye be ka fan ba wa ba ide ye memo aka kakra ne ka about
Oh, come over pon no.
ye ka be pose na ye turning to God's way dwumedie kaka be 5
Turning to
minutes
the God's way.
say me ni bi dwumedie yi di no say to de be obe kan ho nti
Hey, akra na ka say. Before say ayi safo na ka say no.
de be na yu ko da
Okay.
there you go do ko da de there's a midweek no
Aye.
But I said, yeah, what do you can be? Can be say,
Akra,
you.
Bit me say bra panyin ayi boache no kasa decide betie kakra na. Me di free so. Chem nyina Ghana chem nyina. The telling say more discuss issues no. I think say level of submission somebody nyina mo bad about Ghana no. Many aso kakra betie many aso Ghana no. Opinion of kasa say CA wakasa delegate elections of year I the candidates ne say the opinions mo kan no kre manfo more the candidates they bar number about 200,000 be near Kwako choose one wedding can be become wedding view na wedding ask me yes banana no we catch must menka timenka or could choose to be na Ghana for Edna business presidential candidate in Tinelli one never to Abamano it is hard I just say what you say more discussions yes my name Peggy didn't throw the two Abamani very to trade 20 pound who she is near money party so costing as a candidate then the panels is a national then Ghana for so Ghana for do now I feel say right now I do stage beer I was even election crown the son so some caliber of people e be na was some to about crew with any penny na Ghana for you was to about and Ghana for you was to about
or why I said about delegates who say you eminent Ghanaians or the sad and court or Supreme Court. God said the American Supreme Court constitution the supreme law of the land. Almost say against a democratic principle say yebeka dan kofo bi no me determine say one yebe choosing as a flag bearer abrand the pakwan ma be di Ghana for nyina so nti say obia to sa abani bi said ye na bochire no say wo ye ya your state bo wo ye republic wo ye ultimate to abani koyi the opposite we ene yo de nso a bia wo bon ma ye ayi nko na to nti say sa de na enye on constitution
enforce I didn't political parties
ahantu after no mo de court nti o Supreme Court say Supreme Court interpret say ye illegal there unconstitutional there tia some of the articles in there na say say we be hu say NDC na people om koye na party be ko delegates en koye say ye ko choose special people say 20,000 naira ko kama she hotel bi na omo na ko choose ama the whole say ba omi ana mahama there bi nti eno so wo court yeah that's all for what will happen.
Oh, okay. And I'm going to call that baby.
Come, I'm say 2-3 weeks in here.
Ghana 2-3 weeks in the new time. You meet me. Case we see.
Maybe 2020. You know, cases I work. You know, be crying on with my forward. You know, the home first assembly. Then we will know.
And again, I think the number say Bob watching the account something about how parties no sponsor how parties sponsor where sika the sponsor party no is in terms into elections in this idea no and so no very much concerned because of said ya sika no sika wa hefa and again so said ya mutu sika political parties go into the villages say village amako to scale go on me obo onya 500 Ghana cedis e bia fini nyina no it is a 300 cedis ke mu money pa mahwe ya makurase ne aho kire abakurase ne Ghana fan be 16 regions only 2 are functioning right now mama other regions nyina aho kire ene wo ho no mo enti election ba mu wura ho no mo na aho kire no omo 200 ne 300 ne anwane sade na manfofo say almost half in the Baba, you bet not talk about my very disturbing. Anytime it was a cool, I'm not to know what's it, Michel. Oh, about to know it, Michel. Oh, now you won't go for some trouble. Now you did find soon it's Mr. Kono and Kakanka because some of them won't cross any moment 300. Woman, I want to Omoko to Aba. And my candidates be a woman here, so my president or Ghana Hanama. So what's the mission? Across mission. And intina kwame bidi akwa and intina kwame bidi akwa no yes as for me some kind of data be for say una person for say woje ne nsama wo kan di na for say wo beboa say ono na wo for say the wo kan obitima be Ghana yi a mo support no say mo support no no tin be president no so ono no odam no say mo no odam na mo no akọwe o mo tisu sesie o mo tisu o mo fan we se mi so mo wi o man ni sika o mo wi a mo hwe mo kire mo gusu o mu na mo san ko fra sabem kra so sabati sika ma mo san to aba man gusu ntra so ne san gusu wi am au tunu ma uti se di uti se ya ne dio am en sem pese bi free man o ba am bese be come platform o mo fo se me pa cho enura me be ka kire opani enura me no opani bi kasai I think say Kofi ana eka chere se meko mi MP wako bisa some questions be or can see me check me musano and then me call man kwatuno me call yes so called parliament into then busan say parliament in the time be no be back no must be 7 o'clock and no be back to office go back to office and so go and I'm say and it's 100 be you know so as only on Mondays now as on Mondays no na as sometimes as or tower office ni side no me share opinion na ebo say Monday no because you no be so here me what come so go busa ni say
You
last
are
meeting
hinting with the evening, you know.
mate yo because yo
At least
Yay.
Kakano Becano.
Yay.
Watch what you come. Auntie, Mammy Coy, a jack was watching what now the upon street idea, right? You need to know. Say, over so cat or la fine idea.
Me find out where some the back can say, oh, way I say film, but a man say, Anyaba. Maybe say audit report to be about CCR. Prince Yedi Bobo, Parliament. In your field, no, I set a committee of inquiry. You chromo bribery and corruption idea. You wire near. Send ye nano down here say, Abricos cocoa no, omudia to Tohono. Omun fires your conon to Singapore for the say, Dumsico corruption. Net to Chamae, Medasi.
When ye better Munina Massy.
Coco man.
Overcarry home.
As you come, how much you know what?
Munkodi myself, as you promises about to talk, a phone, Munkoya Munkoya agreement.
Na press me kwa kwato. Since you know
I say
no.
anyway, we was say to Pobo, would the $2 million
Since you
back.
know make time because I have because
Or say would the $2 million back, or or budget in here.
I have because Coco no I follow you make time.
Me so they said they are for two because Coco born NDC for Abawi on for corruption people now but the president boy. Almost said Singapore for no Malaysia for corruption. No mon kuma na afraid a jury no.
I heard them beg you to no Coco need the price now for
Matthias here, but we say corruption no mon because president imagine so see receipt be 8.1 billion a day. Make you a guy just a dean. Hey,
I heard the corruption at the end of the day. I don't know. I said, yeah, because now corruption, all can't system. Mr. Judges and yet. Judges and yet. Oh, yeah, Pammy judges not. Oh, what do I know? My judges is here. My so and a bad way at Tata or more. Man, why? Judge or judge or the appointed bribe. I mean, come on.
the baby China, a bet to us.
Yeah, better Munina Sinti. We share your turn to go with the Mediano. Bye bye.